Steve, you must be proud, considering knowing the history that the Glen Waverley Hawks have been through, and just to be here at this very given moment, considering what the club's been through, you must be immensely proud what you've actually, before even the players take to the ground, what you've been able to achieve off the field.
Amazingly proud of everyone off the field.
We're a happy team at Hawkland. We're the mighty fighting Hawks. We love our club and we play to win. Riding the bumps with the grin at Hawkland. Come what may, you'll find us striving. Teamwork is the thing that talks. One for all and all for one is the way we play at Hawkland. We are the mighty fighting Hawks. Team at Hawkland, we're the mighty fighting Hawks. We love our club and we play to win. Riding the bumps with the grin at Hawkland. We are the boys of the Box Hill Pioneers. We'll strive for victory if it takes 1,000 years. In maroon and white we'll meet our plight in victory or defeat. We are the mighty pioneers. Play the game, oh boys, and always play the ball. Victory is our aim, so play to victory's call. Play it hard and we'll achieve another premiership. We are the mighty pioneers. Pioneers, we'll strive for victory if it takes 1,000 years. In maroon and white we'll meet our plight in victory or defeat. We are the mighty pioneers. Play the game, oh boys, and always play the ball. Victory is our aim, so play to victory's call. Play it hard and we'll achieve another premiership. We are the mighty pioneers.
Good afternoon and welcome to Walker Park for the 2018 Bendigo Bank Division 4 Senior Grand Final between the Glen Waverley Hawks and the Whitehorse Pioneers. The Glen Waverley Hawks finished the home and away season in first position with 16 wins and 2 losses. The Whitehorse Pioneers finished the season in second position with 15 wins and 3 losses. During the home and away season, the teams met on 2 occasions, with the Pioneers claiming a 39-point victory in round 1 and the Hawks victorious by 7 points in round 10. The Pioneers progressed through to the grand final with a 2-point win over the Hawks in the semi-final. The Hawks progressed through to the grand final with a 19-point win over East Burwood in the preliminary final. Best of luck to both sides today. The officiating umpires today are in the field, Craig Johnson, Dean O'Neill and Magnus Vaisness. In the boundary, Marcus Allen, Daniel Mortlock, Gavin McNamara and Flynn Adicott. In the goal umpires, Jason Gillow and Craig Babatsikos. And the emergency umpire this afternoon, Brendan Naylor. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please be upstanding for the Australian National Anthem?
Final, but it's absolutely sensational. Ground is in pristine condition here at Walker Park in Mitcham, and introducing my co-commentator today, Ben Warren-Smith. We're in for a big one.
I've been here since 9 o'clock this morning, Dan, and it's a picturesque Walker Park out here. One of the best grounds of football to watch finals action at. You're up close, it's personal, there's always a good crowd in, and I can't wait for this clash to get underway. Big congratulations and thank you to everybody involved in the pre-match show, hosted by Damien Watts, and of course with Brash stepping in, and Martin Stillman and Brett Davidson. That was great stuff, guys. A really in-depth look at what's going to happen out here on the park today. But it all comes down to the next 4 quarters, doesn't it? And who will be premier? Both sides have had terrific seasons. There's no doubt about that. Glen Waverley Hawks finishing, starting off the season a little slowly, but they're not going on one of the biggest runs that we've seen across all 4 divisions for the year, until they went down to the Whitehorse Pioneers in a close one in only a couple of weeks ago. They re-meet them today. The conditions are a lot better. It's perfect football weather today and conditions, and I'm expecting a very close game. I'm picking the Glen Waverley Hawks, so just.
Well, Ben, you've been on the Glen Waverley Hawks since you've been proven to be a genius ever since, with the way that you've
They were my smoking at the start of the season to be the premier this year in Division 4, and the guys down on boundary level, Matt Fodia and Tim Fitzsimons, they're all set to go. We'll cross down to them shortly, but players are forming themselves. The umpire holds the ball aloft, and here's Dan Sensi to take us away for the Division 4 Grand Final 2018.
Umpire holds the ball aloft and the Rucks go at it. Parthenides wins the tap down. The Glen Waverley Hawks look to go forward now. They get first possession. Can they get the first clearance? They're out of the midfield now, but just looking to repel now the Hawks. Hockey out wide to the wing, and now the Hawks. So they look to surge forward. Great kick forward there by Humphreys. Just missed the target, and out of bounds. We'll see a throw in on half forward for the Glen Waverley Hawks.
Let's cross down boundary side to Matt Fodia.
Cheers, BWS. The wind's going right to left here a little bit, and it's favouring the Glen Waverley Hawks end, and we've got Alexander Comedian playing on Adam Amin.
So ball toss back into play. Parthenides wins the tap down. I get the feeling I'm going to be saying that a fair bit today. And they surge inside forward 50. Snap across the body by Riddle up towards the top of the square. Dalglish just got a hand on it. And now what can the Hawks do? But Dalglish just handballing to space, and it trickles over the line and out of bounds in front of Parlapiano. We'll see another boundary throw in.
Any key matchups, gentlemen, that we've got our eye on early?
I've just been interested to see the fact that Dunn is just being the general in the back half. He's got young McDougall, but he's just letting him go. He's just going to play off him, and it'd be interesting to see that contest.
Steinford's gone to Padbury as well. Very interesting.
Alistair Quinn and Parlapiano up in the ruck. Then the Hawks win it out once again. McMillan just trying to weave his way out of trouble. Amin, what can he muster up? Expecting a big day from him. Great tackle. Ball up inside forward 50 or inside forward 45 here at Mitcham. Inside forward 45, and we'll see a ball up.
Comedian to Amin is a good move. We
Yes.
like that move because it's a different one for them.
Trapped by Pickering from the stoppage. He hits quickly the deck, and we'll have a restart just inside the 45-metre arc. 2 minutes tick over in the first term. Flick over the back that time by Quinn. To no avail, and we'll do it all again.
One person we didn't talk about pre-match was Parthenides and his influence on the game. Be interesting to see what he can do with that knee of his.
Experience certainly counts as well, and he's got plenty of that as the kick comes out. Huxtable was underneath it, takes the mark. Trying to square things up, you would think, or just kick it to the hot spot. In the end, he just pokes the ball forward. And, well, there was no one really there. Al Quinn, the biggest man in the contest, just took it on the second and third bike, switches it out wide. Manny McCormick takes the mark. So far side of Walker Park here. They've got some space here, and the mark's been taken by McDougall. This of the Michael variety. His kick got chopped off. Nicely done there by the Glen Waverley Hawks as the ball paddles towards the boundary line and over and out. Get down here to Walker Park. There's plenty of space still in here. There's a big crowd, and we're set for an epic clash out here in the Division 4 grand final. Barry Cott's around the grounds. There's what's happening around the grounds. Please tell me you're telling me Bayswater.
Upper Finchley Gully and Lilydale, factually. It's Lilydale 4125, Upper Finchley Gully 2214, Division 2.
Kick goes forward. Thanks, Baz. As the mark has been taken there by Matty Ferguson, who got talked up a fair bit on pre-match, and he'll go back to have a shot on goal. He'll kick from just outside the 45.
And Broad got that ball into Ferguson. I rate Broad very highly. He's a very, very dangerous player, and Whitehorse need to be watching him very carefully today.
56 goals for the year, so you'd be expecting this one to go through the big sticks, and you give a guy a wrap and he pushes it wide. He just snuck it in for a behind there, but it is the first score, and they do hold the lead. The Glen Waverley Hawks on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, 3.5 minutes into this first term in the Division 4 grand final. They lead by 1 point. Whitehorse yet to score.
Pretty tame start, isn't it, really? It's just flowing naturally without too many big flashes.
He kicked poorly in the second semi too, didn't he, Ferguson?
Tom Connell brings it back into play. Quinn now at ground level, trickles over the boundary line and out of bounds for a throw-in.
Keep the scores coming in all afternoon at Footy EFL. If you're out at the big Division 2 or 1 clash at Bayswater or Baronia, we want play-by-play up to date. We want to keep all our listeners involved.
Parthenides and Hockey go up and trickles out of bounds again. The Glen Waverley Hawks are 1 behind. Whitehorse Pioneers, no score yet. 4.5 minutes gone in the opening term. Here at Walker Park in Mitcham, ball tossed back into play. Rucks go at it again. Hockey, Mariani just bursting through there nicely. And the umpire calls for it at half forward for the Glen Waverley Hawks, and play will reset.
It is 1-1 all over the ground at the moment too, which is very interesting.
So Hockey again, just couldn't get the tap to advantage. It trickles inside forward 50 now. Ferguson, what can he do? Brought down in the tackle. Umpire call play on. And now they look to surge forward again. Sullivan, just an ineffective disposal there. And Bleed taken down in the tackle beautifully by Armin, and it trickles over the line and out of bounds. Boundary throw in. That was a massive tackle there. Great tackle by Armin on the opposition skipper.
And a really good move by Ryan Flack, I think, to have Ferguson deeper. We spoke pre-game about the centre forwards on the small ground. I think it's really dangerous to have Ferguson deep with them in.
Umpire throws the ball back in the front spot. Parthenides got the knockdown, then probably gave away a free kick. Umpire said play on, handball across. Parthenides got a fist on that one. Hits the deck. And we will have a ball up just inside the 45-metre arc. Down the Glen Waverley end of the ground. right of your radio dial and screen. Of course, EFL.org.au all afternoon, streaming live around the globe, and I will be screaming as this game gets more exciting. There's no doubt about that. Eddie Sim gets brought to ground, and we will have a ball up just inside the line.
They've been very physical on Sim in the first 5 minutes of this game.
So Parthenides that time got the knock down straight into the arms of McMillan. Couldn't release the handball. It's tough when it's tugged up against the boundary line and there's so many players around it. So see what can come from this stoppage. Restart. Quinn over the back, got the knockdown, came straight into the arms there of Andrew Humphreys, but he couldn't trap it over the boundary line and out of bounds.
Parthenides we spoke about before, he's going to be a critical player. He rucks solely all day, so a massive workload for Parthenides today.
His right knee there, he's like a bit of a mummy there. He's got a heavy padding on that right knee. Well, ball brought to ground there. Humphreys at the bottom of the pack. Riddle.
I said 8 goals might win it, boys. Might be 2 or 3 the way it's going at the moment.
Well, the last time these two sides played, I think there was about 13 kick between them.
It will open itself up. It's always like this in the grand final. Goals will come.
So ball up at half forward for the Glen Waverley Hawks. Parthenides won it down, but Mariani at the bottom of that pack. Wrapped up nicely in his opposite number there by Ben Sullivan.
I think Bo Parthenides is wearing Michael Parthenides' old knee brace. That's how old that one is, I reckon.
Shout out to Partho if he's listening.
Speaking of the devil, Parthenides wins it down. There's been a whistle here holding the man, and the free kick's going to go to the Glen Waverley Hawks. Andrew Murray to take it at half forward. What can he do?
He's a good kick, Murray. He'll out some up here.
He moves it on very quickly to the pocket. Can they get a mark here? Arm in flies. And just overstretched on that occasion. We'll see a throw in. Nearly 8 minutes gone on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. Glen Waverley Hawks 1, Whitehorse Pioneers yet to score.
Deep in the right forward pocket here for Glen Waverley. Only 1 point. Hockey went in the ruck contest that time, picked up by Batako, banged it on his boot. He wanted it out of the danger zone, but he didn't have any players to support there. Sinden overran the pill, which gave it a way for McDougall to come in. And now Whitehorse a chance to go forward, but up to the wing position. Eddie was underneath it, dropped what he probably should have taken. This could be a bit of a turnover here. Law was in there as well. The ball's just outside the centre square here. Law goes after it again. Got it away to McCormick. He couldn't tap the ball on. Law goes in for a 3rd, 4th, 5th effort. That was good play. Nicely done, though, by Sinden. Got the handball out wide. Well, maybe a free kick for a little bit high there on Brad Riddle. So Riddle on the right boot dumps the ball inside the 45. Now big fly there by Quinn. Dropped what he almost probably should have taken. His second effort was okay. Right on his hammer there was Evan Pickering. Let's cross down boundary side to Tim Fitzsimons.
Yeah, the lack of scoring might have affected the rotations earlier. We've just seen the first interchange and it's been almost 9 minutes of the game.
So ball up on the paint to 45. Pike goes at it now. That time it was Quinn that got the easy knockdown. Still loitering around that half-forward line, barging his way through there was Sullivan. He couldn't release the football, and we will have another ball up. Chris McDougall, happy to tell him that he couldn't get rid of it as well. A little bit of argy-bargy. We like that in the grand final. We expect that.
Well, they've got certainly big bodies, the Glen Waverley Hawks, so they want to use that to their advantage today. Quinn wins the knockdown. Chris McDougall at the bottom of the pack, and his brother-in Michael comes bursting through as well. Sullivan wrapped up in the tackle. We'll see a ball up on half forward for the Glen Waverley Hawks. They've had a lot of the play early on in this opening 9.5 minutes, just haven't been able to capitalise. So Whitehorse win the tap down. And Broad goes backwards. They surge forward again. Glen Waverley Hawks in the direction of Ferguson. Have they got anyone at the back? Armin couldn't take the mark. Ferguson dived on there by Dalgleish. And we'll see a ball up.
What's the bet on the ball transitioning from Glen Waverley Hawks up to Whitehorse for a goal? Happens a lot, doesn't it? One end of the ground and then they transition up. It's, yeah, very tight contest at the moment.
So they win out of defensive 50 here. The Whitehorse Pioneers. Mariani couldn't take it. And now the Hawks once again through Riddle, inside forward 50. Great hit up there. Hits Sullivan on the chest. And he'll go back to hopefully put through the Glen Waverley Hawks' first goal for the afternoon. He'll probably kick from, you'd think about 40 metres out, almost on the arc.
It's one of the grounds that you actually can do a lot of damage with short kicks into the forward line here instead of always the long kick.
No, you're right, Davo. Pimmy was saying that to us leading up to the finals that 45-metre arc, those chip kicks are the way to go.
So Sullivan's kicked 6 goals for the season. Can he make it 7? Kick is straight. He's kicked the goal. Glen Waverley Hawks go to 1-1-7. Whitehorse Pioneers yet to score. 11 minutes gone on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. Let's go to Barry Cotts around the grounds.
Yes, First Division, second semi-final out there at Bayswater. It's Vermont 3-4-22 leading South Croydon 3-1-19.
Well, so pretty close out there again, out at Basie.
We've got a blood rule here.
Blood rule coming off.
Whitehorse have not been able to get into their groove yet. It's been a lot of contested football, but whenever the ball's come out wide for the spread, it's been Glen Waverley that have had the footy. Whitehorse has got to start to use it.
I almost think Whitehorse were happy that they got a score there just to get the restart happening, because it was very congested hovering around that half-forward line. We'll cross down boundary shortly, but let's restart it now. Parthenides won the knockdown in that instant against Quinn. Ball hits the deck. Partho goes back in after it. Sullivan was in there, comes out wide. Now Glen Waverley a chance to go up towards the half-forward line. It was a one-on-one contest. Running after it there was in the front spot he was looking for Adamar Min. He was there, but he was equally up to the task was Commerty, and both players having a sensational lead. Let's cross down boundary side to Tim Fitzsimons.
Yeah, that was Tom Eddy coming off there, just with a small cut on his knee. He'll be back out shortly.
High to bring the ball back into play now. Players really stayed away from that throwing contest, but nonetheless it does hit the deck again, and we'll have another ball up. It's about 55 metres out from the Glen Waverley goal line, leading this game early, 12.5 minutes into the first term in the Division 4 Grand Final. Rucks go at it, knock comes down. Scooped upon there by Hodges, but then stolen by Batako. That kick was smothered. We'll go after it again. Ward was in there, got the handball away across the half-back line there. Quinn handball out. They're under a lot of pressure here. The Whitehorse Pioneers, they can't release it. They'll probably accept the stoppage, and we'll have a ball up on the edge of the centre square.
Davo, what about Matthew Marinoni? Getting him in the middle, he's a ball, get the ball going forward. There's a lot of stoppages at the moment. Get some strong players around the ball.
And they're not getting their hands on it and spreading.
So copped a falcon there was one of the Glen Waverley teammates after Riddle just slammed it on the boot.
Josh McMillan just copped it, I think. No?
Or Ryan, either one of those two, I think. It was a good one.
So the ball toss back into play. The Hawks win, the Pioneers win the tap to no real advantage though. At the bottom there was Huxtable, sees it over the boundary line, getting very, very physical there, Eddie Sim. And it's a free kick, in fact. It's going to go the way of the Glen Waverley Hawks. Huxtable to take it, smack bang on the wing here at Mitcham. Undisciplined play there by Eddie Sim. So he pops it up inside the 45. Arc, can they take a grab? Ferguson almost. And the ball goes over the line. We'll see a throw in right on the arc. Let's cross boundary side to Matt Fodia.
Hey guys, Bo Parthenides is moving very, very poorly. So watch out Blythman and Hockey go from jumping from the side at all contests.
So ball toss back into play. Quinn with the fist down. Crunching through there nicely was Hodges. And Murray sees it over the boundary line for another throw in.
The only good thing for Whitehorse at the moment, Glen Waverley Hawks have had all the play. They've only kicked 1 goal. So if they can settle and start getting their game going, they haven't put them away on the scoreboard as yet.
Yep. So Rucks go at it. Quinn with the fist once again, taken there by Potts, and he was poleaxed as soon as he took the footy, and the umpire calls for it. 1-1-7 the Glen Waverley Hawks. Whitehorse yet to score. 14.5 minutes gone on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. Across to Barry Cotts in just a moment. As the Rucks go at it again, Parthenides wins it down. They're under a lot of pressure here, the Whitehorse Pioneers, and there's a whistle. High contact and free kick going to the Pioneers. Might be Dalgleish. So Dalgleish has got it in the back pocket. Pops it up to the back flank. Can they take a mark? And it trickles over the line and out of bounds for a throw in. 15 minutes gone first term.
They have not hit a target yet.
No.
For the entire game, they have not had a transitional target yet, Whitehorse, so they've got to get that into their game to get some confidence.
So just forward of centre for Glen Waverley. High throws it in. Parthenides almost went up unattended, and I thought Quinn got shepherded out of the contest there, and rightfully so. He'll receive the free kick. He's got a player out wide there in Michael McDougall. Takes the mark now. Here's a chance for them. Square up their options, hit the targets. That's what they need to do. The kick goes now up towards that half-forward line. At the fall of the ball, they did have the numbers. Sim was in there. Thorne was across there. Thorne wearing the long jumpers this afternoon.
Just waiting for someone from Whitehorse to stand up, and you know, we're 16 minutes into a grand final. Just find a spark to lift the team.
So Hockey will go up against Parthenides. Hockey did well, got it straight down to Mariani, who tried to barge his way through, dropped the pill, dispossessed, and a free kick goes the way of Glen Waverley. I believe that was there. As long as those are paid consistently throughout the day, we'll always accept it. As it goes up towards the wing position now, kick goes, and then it was knocked away, then taken by McMillan, got the handball away up towards the half-forward line, bounced over the top of Potts' head that time, and the Pioneers did have the numbers at the back, and they switched the play out towards the Connell direction, who had some space, takes it on his chest. Dalgleish is screaming for it. He was his partner in crime. He could have raffled it. Instead, they'll go for the switch of play, which isn't such a bad option either. So Whitehorse still in their defensive zone. Tallaridi on the right boot now. Spears the kick out towards the wing position. It was a good-looking kick as well. Strong tackle over there by Broad. It goes close to the boundary line. There's a lot of Glen Waverley faithful out there. And over she goes. No, it's a free kick going the way of Glen Waverley. So right on the wing. More of a poke up towards the half-forward line that time, as the Pioneers look to have the numbers. Nicely done there by Connell, got it away, and now through the middle of the ground looking for the Tim Law direction. Got the handball away. Here's Sim now there. This is better, working forward and coming out and taking a strong mark is Padbury. Is he close enough? It's only a 45-metre arc. He could almost back himself in here. He's kicked 57 goals for the year. If I was his teammate, I'd be saying have a shot.
He doesn't look confident over the football there. He just wanted to give it off, but you're right. He needs to go back and just steady the team. That was a good bit of play.
So Andrew Padbury instead goes short. It was an absolute shocker. Goes to Mariani. Mariani's kick was smothered magnificently there by Steinford. And now here's a go. Here's Pickering on the right boot. Dumps the ball up towards the half-forward line, but he's turned it over. A strong mark being taken by Alex Commerty, who switches it out to Dalgleish, and he'll just stem the flow.
He's had the better of Marmin already.
Absolutely. And just look at Mariani behind play. He might be in a bit of strife here.
So Dalgleish up towards the half-forward flank, taken nicely there by the skipper. Gleed has a ping at the goals. And going over the line and out of bounds, deep inside forward 45 for the Whitehorse Pioneers.
That's a big blow if Mariani comes off and doesn't have an impact on today's game. He's a bull for them in the middle. So let's have a look and see how he goes next few minutes.
Yeah, boundary riders will be right on top of that one, no doubt.
So the ball toss back into play. Parthenides has a couple of goes at it. Murray takes it, handballs back to Parthenides, who's taken down, wrapped up in the tackle by Michael McDougall.
Big ass to take him down.
Oh. David Vescalone.
Harry Cott's around the grounds with the score centre.
Yeah, second division preliminary final out there at Tormore Reserve, Baronia. It's Willowdale 6-1-37, leading Upper Ferntree Gully 3-4-22.
Well, Michael McDougall at the bottom of the pack. The ball's going nowhere. The umpire calls for it. And, gee, we're nearly ticking into time on here, and the Whitehorse Pioneers haven't scored, so they'd want to make the most of their opportunities here. The very few forward 50 entries they have had for the day, and it's a free kick for a block out, and it's going to go the way of the Whitehorse Pioneers.
That's the second time that's happened.
Yeah, and the thing is, even though Glen Waverley have been on top, as Martin said, they're only 7 points in front. If they go back and slot this goal at the 20-minute mark, they're only a point behind, and really they've not been involved in the game at all.
Law's just got to kick this just to get some momentum and some confidence, because you're right, Davo, 20 minutes in, be 1 point difference, so really important kick coming up.
So Tim Law comes in, has the kick off the boot, never looked like registering a score. It goes to the line and rushed through for a behind. So the Whitehorse Pioneers are on the board. 1 point the Whitehorse Pioneers, 7 Glen Waverley Hawks. 20 minutes gone opening term. Let's go to Matt Fodia on the boundary.
Yeah, guys, the wind's really picked up and it was blowing right in the face of Tim Law there, so it's favouring the Hawks a little bit and definitely coming out to the broadcast side.
Okay, thank you to Matt Fodia, our meteorologist for the afternoon, as the kick goes wide and out of bounds on the full. So Matty McCormick restarted here for the Pioneers. That kick went backwards in the end. Skewith one off the boot. So what's going to come of this? Quinn couldn't quite trap it, and little knock over the top there, looking for the Hawks. A sim direction, who laid a high tackle. Free kick to the Hawks, just outside of that centre square, going the way of Parlapiano.
This is very similar to the second semi, isn't it? It's just a real struggle for both sides to get any fluency.
And you spoke about it earlier, Davo, the skills. I think it's just that perceived pressure. Grand final, even when they've got a few extra seconds, they're just rushing their kicks at the moment, Whitehorse. They just need to steady, have a little bit more poise, hit some targets, and then they'll get their game going.
Surely the spark's going to come from somewhere. I hope you're still enjoying the broadcast on EFL.org.au. This afternoon it comes out now. Here's Sullivan, who kicked it right off the side of his boot. Pressure is everywhere, out of bounds for another boundary throw in. It's about 60 metres out from the Glen Waverley Hawks goal line.
I just worry with the Hawks, they're going into that pocket all the time. They're not even looking at looking 30 metres out. Maybe that's for the transition play out if they muck it up.
Well, Hockey went in the back spot there. Tucker couldn't get the handball away cleanly, so it'll be a ball up. Batako couldn't get the handball away in time. So we'll throw the ball up. 21.5 minutes gone in this first term. Pumps down, little handball out. Humphreys trapped it for Glen Waverley. He's brought to ground, and let's do it all again.
Mariani looks like he's all right to come back on, so that might have been just a stinger on the ankle.
Umpire throws it up now. Right on there by Hockey, got it away to Sim, who just tried to barge his way through a couple of different areas. He was brought to ground, and we will have a ball up.
How many stoppages before the umpire pays a free, boys?
Oh.
It's coming.
It's hard to keep it exciting at the moment, but nonetheless, we will do our best. It comes out towards half forward. Well played. That's why we've got the best in the business. Martin Stillman on the team today. It's a kick, goes forward. Amin comes out. He's been screaming for it. He wanted his chance. It took 22.5 minutes to get that, but it's going to take a big ass to kick a goal from here.
Probably the best pocket to actually kick the goals from down that end, because they can seem to drift them across. So he's generally a pretty good kick. And I've just put him off, I'm sure.
No, well, he needs to start it slightly left to bring it back, judging by the way the day's played. So Amin comes in, his kick 60, make that 61. That one's gone barrel straight. Fantastic goal there. Adam Amin kicks his first of the Division 4 Grand Final. And the Glen Waverley Hawks, who it seems that the ball's been in their forward line for most of this term, they open themselves out to a 2-goal lead. 2-1-13, Whitehorse, one behind.
They took advantage then of the quick play the ball, I suppose, in rugby terms. Then with the free kick, they got it. Unmin led clearly. That was a beautiful kick for goal.
It's crossed down boundary side to Matt Fodia.
Yeah, Mariani's come back on, but he's not running very smoothly. I reckon that left knee or left ankle, there's a big stinger, but he's not moving freely.
So free kick going the way of the Whitehorse Pioneers.
He's moved back straight on the ball, though.
And Tallaridi to take it at centre-half back. Weighing up his best option, not a lot on, so he just pumps it long up towards the wing in the direction there of Hockey. And they repel now the Glen Waverley Hawks.
Hodges mark.
And Hodges has taken the mark at half back.
And really, there was a nothing kick. It was kicking to one-on-one. They've got to maybe lower their eyes a little bit more and bring it into the forward line that way, Whitehorse.
Quarter time can't come quick enough for Whitehorse, just to regroup and refocus, I think.
So a little chip kick over the top, and they look to go forward, the Hawks, but great mark taken there by Dalglish down back. Has had a bit of the footy, risky kick. Mariani scoops it up at centre-half back and saves the day. Pops it straight up towards centre-half forward. Great mark taken there by Tim Law. And he moves on straight away, kicks straight into Parthenides. Gets it back, looks to get it back again. Handball up. And they go inside attack now, just outside, and bounces out of bounds in front of Ward. And it's the Glen Waverley Hawks 2-1-13, Whitehorse one behind, 24.5 minutes gone on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
Usually the team that makes the least amount of mistakes wins. And at the moment, Whitehorse are making a plethora of mistakes. They just need to steady it up here and get their game going.
Hockey got the front spot there on Parthenides. Ball hits the deck. Hitting the ground there was Batako, tackled legally there by Benny Sullivan. Kicked the opening goal. This grand final. Umpire throws the ball aloft on the 45 for Whitehorse. Can they snag one? They'd love one on the eve of quarter time. There's no doubt about that. We'll have a restart. Anthony Mariani on the bottom of that pack. Right in front of the Glen Waverley Hawks brethren out there. They'll be enjoying their side being a couple of goals up. Here's the skipper for Whitehorse, Mav Gleedy. Couldn't actually get boot to ball there. And He'll hand it back to the umpire as the siren sounds. It was a short quarter, only 25 minutes or so that it ticked over. And on that Bendigo Bank scoreboard, it is a 2-goal lead to the Glen Waverley Hawks. 2-1, 13-1 behind for the Whitehorse Pioneers. Goals to Benny Sullivan and Adam Armin. They probably would have thought that they'd get a bit... they had more of that quarter, Davo, didn't they, Glen Waverley? And they might even almost be disappointed that they're not further in front, whereas Whitehorse will be happy that they're still in the contest.
Well, I think so. I think Glen Waverley got a little bit of their game going, managed to hit the scoreboard a couple of times. Whitehorse have put in a very, very poor quarter, but they're only 12 points behind. They're going to look at that and say, you know what, we can only get better. They've just got to get their systems right. They rushed. There was too much inferred pressure that put them off. They didn't get their hands at the clearance and be able to spread well enough, and they didn't lower their eyes. So there's a lot that they can improve on, and they've got to do that because if they come out in this next quarter and Glen Waverley continue on their way, it just puts that more pressure on Whitehorse to score, and then they take more risks.
Absolutely. They look a little bit tentative at the moment. Glen Waverley Hawks look a bit more assured, and they've just got that body language where they're just here going through the normal processes that they've done for the home and away season and a couple of finals. So I think Jamie Carpenter would just be saying to the boys, righto, we've got our nerves out of the way. There's a couple of kicks in it. Let's get the first goal and get some momentum going because at the moment they're just not quite there, and they're just a little bit off their game. But they're only 2 goals down, and a quick goal will get them rejuvenated early in the second quarter.
And from what our Banderators are saying, there is a slight breeze out there as well, with Whitehorse will kick within the second term. It's a 2-goal lead to Glen Waverley in the Division 4 Grand Final at quarter time. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast on EFL.org.au right around the globe. If you're around the grounds in Divisions 1 and 2 today, keep us up to date at Footy EFL. 1 quarter down, 3 to go. We're looking forward to the rest of it. Stay with us.
I'd love to make more time for my loved ones because they really deserve as much help as I can give them.
Because they mean the world to me.
Because eventually they won't be around anymore.
Because I don't want to miss out on watching my brothers grow.
To show them that I value them.
I don't want to regret later on just being too busy.
Apparently a very common regret is that people feel like they didn't make enough time for loved ones.
Tell those you love what they mean to you. Visit tobinbrothers.com.au. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Program sponsor.
EFL.org.au is the place to be online for all the latest on the Eastern Football League. Keep up to date by checking out the latest news and feature articles. Have your say in the EFL poll. Check out all the latest EFL videos, and best of all, you can listen back to any EFL radio program at any time. Head to EFL.org.au. The Eastern Football League. Local footy at its best.
Kids eat free Mondays and Tuesdays for a limited time at Hog's Breath Cafe. Get out! When an adult dines at Hog's Breath Cafe, you also get a kids meal free. Select from any one of our special kids meal combos with a soft drink and ice cream. That's Hospitality. Mondays and Tuesdays for a limited time. So get in for our great kids meal deal. Kids eat free at Hog's Breath Cafe. Love you to join us. Call 1-800-HOGSTAR.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I ask the owners of Grain and Savings ZUS045 and a white Subaru and for Mary B for Bob 821 who are both parked in the council car park? You are parked illegally and you are blocking other people from exiting the
order of the Eastern Football League.
Program sponsor.
Never miss out on the latest information on the Eastern Football League through the league's social media channels. Live updates, information and scores through the league's Twitter account. The latest news and views on Facebook. Don't miss EFL Game Day or the Match Footage Hub on YouTube. And all those happy snaps on the league's Instagram account. Simply search Footy EFL.
G'day, Billy Brownless here from The Footy Show. KFC Almost Footy Legends is back in 2018 and we're searching for the best highlights from local footy. Head to 9now.com.au/AFL Footy Show and upload your entry for a chance to win $35,000 cash plus a year's supply of KFC.
Program sponsor.
EFL Saturday Game Day continues. Let's head back and go local for your footy.
EFL Game Day, Division 4 Grand Final between the Glen Waverley Hawks, Whitehorse Pioneers. Barry Kite's here in the score centre. And the score is Glen Waverley Hawks 2-1, 13 to Whitehorse Pioneers 1 behind 1 point. And we cross down to the boundary.
Yeah, I'm just down here with Jamie Carpenter. Jamie, mid's not able to get too much clean ball that quarter, but the back stood up pretty well to only be down by 2 goals.
Yeah, backs have been tremendous, mate. Like I said, they've been tremendous all year. So I've had to go up the mids. I think we get killed 10-3, so we've just got to turn around. We've just got to.
How does that start? How do you tell them to really just start turning around? Does it just start with getting your hands on the footy?
Yeah, I think so. We've got the best midfield group in the comp, so we'll see what we can do this quarter.
Thanks for your time.
All right, there you have it. And very interesting game, first quarter. And just repeating that score in Division 4 Grand Final. Out here at Walker Park in Mitcham, it's Glen Waverley Hawks 2-1-13, leading the Whitehorse Pioneers 1 behind 1 point. And let's check some other scores of other finals today. And the second semi-final out at Bayswater between Vermont and South Croydon. And it's Vermont 3-4-22 to South Croydon 3-1-19. And the Premier League final in Division 2 at a Tormore Reserve Barona. It's Upper Ferntree Gully and Lilydale. Lilydale leads 6-3-39 to Upper Ferntree Gully 3-4-22. Dan.
Thank you, Barry. And play just about to get underway again here at Walker Reserve. Glen Waverley Hawks had a heck of a lot of the play in the opening term, but just weren't able to capitalise so much. They're only 2 goals in front. Whitehorse Pioneers desperately needing a goal. As the players just file into position now. Just repeating those goal kickers. Ben Sullivan has one for the Glen Waverley Hawks and Adam Amin one as well. Umpire holds the ball aloft and we'll get underway here in the second term. So Rucks go at it. Hockey won the tap down. They need to go forward quickly. The Pioneers just trickling ball now taken by Broad and slammed on the boot as they go up towards into attack, and the ball trickles over the line and out of bounds in front of Andrew Murray. Boundary throw in. Let's go down to Matt Fodia.
Yeah, Glen Waverley Hawks huddle was obviously pretty upbeat. Ryan Flack really happy with their intensity of the contest, but make sure the defenders don't push up too high when they're locked inside 40 to 50, and they're looking to use that short ball inside 50 rather than bombing to the top of the goal square.
So McDougall takes it and he's run out of bounds. We'll see another throw in inside 50 for the Glen Waverley Hawks.
Sullivan limping in the middle, boys.
Yeah, and that was interesting, that last contest where Humphries was able to just break away from the contest. It's they've got to get their hands on it, Whitehorse.
So slammed on the boot down the wing now in the direction of Mariani, but coming over the back there was Sullivan, unable to take the mark. Parthenides bursting through, and now the Hawks, they look to go into attack again. Quinn with the fly from the back, can he take it? Had a couple of goes at it, couldn't take it. And at half forward now for the Hawks. Mariani bursting in there so strong, and the umpire calls for it. They'll have a ball up.
I think that was really good play by Pickering there. His second and third effort when it was a 1-on-3 situation to cause the stoppage. They'll take that.
So Rucks go at it again. They go inside 50 now through Humphries, who slams it on the boot in the direction of Armin. Was he held? And yes, the umpire has played a free kick. Armin can go back and kick his second goal for the afternoon.
And that's where it's dangerous. If you can isolate forwards or isolate the back players one-on-one, Armin can be dangerous. Humphries, 2 good clearances already this quarter.
He kicks this one. He's got 2 goals on the board. His confidence is going to be sky high, and he's looking very dangerous at the moment.
Well, he's been known to rip games apart this season, Adam Armin. He's had a sensational year as he comes in to kick for goal. Hopefully the Glen Waverley Hawks 3rd on the board. Kick looks all right off the boot. He was celebrating as soon as it left the boot, but away to the left-hand side, through for a minor score. The Glen Waverley Hawks 2-2-14. Whitehorse Pioneers 1 behind. 13 points the difference. 2.5 minutes gone on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
Yeah, just tried to guide it through then rather than kick it. Kick it hard and get through the goals rather than trying to guide it through.
So Tom Connell from the goal square. He's happy just to thump it down the middle of the ground. That was okay. He was looking for Dalglish, who then gave a little slap, a little backhander there to Brandon Hodges, who will receive the free kick. He just fixes up his man bun because that's important.
Poor option with the kick out then.
Yeah, didn't look great off the boot either as it goes inside forward 50. They seem to have the numbers there. Ferguson, little look away handball there, diving on top of it. McMillan, Ferguson goes in after it again. We'll have a stoppage. 30 metres out from goal. Glen Waverley's then leading this game by 13 points, 3 minutes into the second term here. Footy EFL, if you're around the grounds, Division 1 and 2 today. Keep us up to date with the scores. Fall the ball. Mariani traps it, then gets wrapped up. We'll have another throw up.
Very dangerous for Whitehorse.
So Quinn goes up, wins the tap down to no real advantage though. Mariani at the bottom of that pack, but the handball was fed out there. And they go down the wing now, the Whitehorse Pioneers bouncing ball in front of Law. And we'll see a throw in right on the wing here at Walker Park, broadcast side.
They'll be happy it's outside that forward 45, 45 I should say, because just those stoppages in the forward line, sometimes you get a goal just out of a chaos ball.
So rucks go at it. Parthenides again taken there by Michael McDougall beautifully. Got it off to O'Brien, who's in a bit of trouble. Got himself out of trouble though. McDougall gets it back. And now they regroup the Pioneers. Kick down the wing. Hits Mariani on the chest. Beautiful kick. What can he do? They've got numbers streaming inside forward. 45 now. The Pioneers pops it up. No one able to take the mark. Gathering the crumbs, though, was Daly. His kick to no real avail. The captain for the Hawks, Jesse Dunn, gets them out of trouble. Trickling ball in front of Parlapiano, who's taken down in the tackle.
Nice.
And they'll
Very nice.
win themselves a free kick here, the Whitehorse Pioneers. Maverick Lead, the captain.
Shocker.
Pops a high ball up. And, gee, made his teammates really work for it. And Mariani diving in. Was landed on there by two Hawks, and we'll see a ball up inside at 45 for the Whitehorse Pioneers.
Just playing into the defender's hands, those kick in the air like that, just too easy to defend. They're really going to have to lower their eyes and chip up to get a goal here.
Hit the laces, not the toe.
So Hockey won the tap down, and the umpire calls for it again. Nearly 5 minutes gone. Glen Waverley Hawks 2-2-14. Whitehorse Pioneers 1 behind. So play restarts. Hockey from across the back there. And they're just trying to work their way out of trouble here. The Hawks bursting through there was Damien Batako. And now again, the Pioneers. Little grubber kick inside forward 50. Mariani, what can he do? Anthony Mariani away to the right-hand side. And the Whitehorse Pioneers, another opportunity gone begging.
The one thing that has improved is they have got their hands on the football a little bit more at the contest. Still not using it as well, but they've got it on their hands on it.
Dunn played it to himself, kicked it out wide, went straight through the arms there. Parlapiano comes out. Here's Mariani of the mat variety, goes goal, bouncing football right to the line. It was touched. It's gone through for a minor score. So on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard, as we tick over close to 6 minutes here in the second term, and is Glen Waverley Hawks leading this game. 11 points. Barry Cott's around the grounds with the score centre.
Division 1, Vermont 3-8-26 leads South Croydon 3-1-19.
Kick comes back into play here. Might have been a free kick against Parthenides there. He's like going, what the hell happened? But he got it. So, and probably almost could have got a 25 to boot for that return to him. But nonetheless, the umpire said play on. Parthenides has coughed it up right on the wing position here. Easy as you like. Chris Ryan, a chance to bring the ball back in for Whitehorse.
So Chris Ryan across the ground makes his teammate really work for it. Spoilt ball in the end by Parlapiano. Scooped up upon there by McDougall of the Chris variety. He goes again. He's looking to outsmart Potts, and he's won himself a free kick. So he comes back, goes in the middle of the ground. Beautifully taken there by Quinn. Smack bang in the middle of Walker Park. His teammate there slipped over. What can they do now? And they recover. McDougall, just a little grubber kick. Ward. Mitch. 5 pops it up. Jesse Dunn, though, the captain, as he has so many times this season, just takes an uncontested grab, and his teammate there in McMillan spilt the mark. Gets it over the top now. Huxtable ran himself into a fair bit of trouble, and now finds far wing. Gets it on the boot. Long ball down the line, looking for Ferguson. Was outstretched on that occasion, pushed in fact, and the umpire has rewarded him with a free kick.
That's what happens. A poor kick forward, transition play outside the other side, in and out the other side, and they've brought it now looking like they're going to go inside their forward 50.
So Ferguson a long way from home. Puts it inside the attacking zone. Quinn, though, getting back. Taking an uncontested grab, plays on immediately. Hodges is in the area, and Hodges goes again. Sim dives in, and that ball looks like it's going nowhere. Umpire calls for it on the half-forward flank.
I'll tell you what, the last 2 or 3 switches have gone to 2v1. They're kicking in the air, and they're kicking to a switch, which they're outnumbered. They're just coach killers, those kicks.
So Rucks go at it again. They win the tap, the Whitehorse Pioneers. Bursting through there was Daly, and now they look to rebound. Can they do? Plenty of Hawks around the area. Sensational pressure being applied. O'Brien And now Batako gives it back to McDougall. Kick smothered though, and the ball goes over the line and out of bounds. 8.5 minutes gone, second term. Glen Waverley Hawks 2-2-14. Whitehorse Pioneers 3 behinds.
They're just being strangled at the moment, aren't they, Whitehorse? Glen Waverley just giving them no room to run and just total pressure on the ball carrier.
Still searching for their first goal, as well as Eastman for Glen Waverley. Sends the ball forward there. Klim was the flyer. He hit the ball ground level, was scooped upon. Little toe poke has gone to no avail. And then a clearing kick out of nowhere just goes in towards the middle of the ground. A big fly over the back there. And a handball out wide towards the wing position. Glen Waverley look to have numbers everywhere at the moment. If they can only trap the football, but Charlie Thorne will be happy to see this ball balled up.
They're just scrambling, aren't they? Scrambling all over the ground at the moment. Whitehorse, no fluency, and Glen Waverley just got an answer for everything.
Well, it's even Steven. There's a big knock that time there by Hockey. Looked like a bit of holding was happening there on Eastman. Umpire said it was okay. Matt Bleed right on his hammer.
And Davo, what they did really well in the second semi was just chip it up. Use the loose man, chip. And at the moment, they're just bombing long and making it too easy to defend.
Well, Parthenides got one of the easiest of knockdowns, but Piano sees it over the boundary line and out of bounds. Let's cross down boundary side to Matt Fodia.
Just to go on Martin's point there, it's Whitehorse are just getting outworked. They're not running hard enough, and their forwards just aren't moving whenever they get the ball across halfback.
Ball comes thrown back in. Hitting the deck there, Michael McDougall. Hand it back to the boundary umpire for another stoppage right in front of the grandstand here. There's a big crowd out at Walker Park today. Still plenty of time to get down here and watch what should be a very close finish. Then the Glen Waverley Hawks would like to have something to say about that. They've kicked the 2 goals for the game. It's very low scoring. It's a tight tussle. There's no doubt about that. Whitehorse dying to get on the board. Going up that time, knocking it down. There was Hockey out wide. Little kick around the body that time by Armin to the top of the goal square. It was okay. The big fly came from Ferguson over the back. The ball hits the deck and it might work out okay. Here's McCormick, trapped the football. Handball in the middle of the ground. Thorne over the top. Now here's a chance for the Horses to be off to the races. Here's Batako trying to trap it, working the ball forward. He was met really well there by Broad. He kept his cool, didn't he? But in the end, it gets turned back over. Here's Matty McCormick, thumps the ball inside forward 50. He's looking out there for Padbury, who takes a really strong mark, but has he given away a free kick?
No, it was out of bounds on the full.
Out of bounds on the full, the umpire said. You can see the sigh of disbelief from Padbury as one of the chances go begging for the Pioneers as Eddie in the back pocket takes the mark from the switch, kicks it down the line. That was good play. The mark has been taken out there by Brandon Hodges, switches the ball back in, spinning on a through. There is Pickering. He has a little bit of space. He's got a chance to kick the ball up towards the half forward line. He just didn't have enough purchase on it. And going back and taking a strong mark for the Pioneers with Talatari. Gets it out wide. Didn't hit the target though. Quinn, who's been a little bit fumbly. He's been in and around it. Got it away to Mariani. They still can't quite hit the targets, can they? Eddie Sims pressured over the boundary line and out of bounds. And he's is that a throw that's been paid there? Holding the football. We heard from the boundary riders. So it comes in. Musa Amin goes inside forward 50 now for the Glen Waverley Hawks. Up there and a bouncer got knocked away. Chance there for Ward to break himself out of a tackle. Spun around. Parthenides was in position A. Banged it on his boot. Inside forward 50 for Glen Waverley. It was a kick in hope. Alistair Quinn goes back and takes a solid mark. Barry Cott's around the grounds on the score centre.
Yes, indeed. In Division 2, it's Upper Ferntree Gully and Lilydale. 8-4-52 leading Upper Ferntree Gully 5-7-37.
Actually, massive result out there at the moment. Kick down the wing, taken by Ben Pickering, who moves it inside the centre of the ground. They look to build here, the Glen Waverley Hawks. Billy Huxtable chips it up towards half forward. Great mark taken there by Piano.
That's the third time they've gone back through the centre and they've managed to then open up the ground doing it. They're controlling the ball so much better, Glen Waverley. They've got to get scoreboard pressure though.
So Piano goes out wide towards the flank and hits Jesse Dunn on the chest. Really tight angle, just chips it up over the top and looking again for Piano, but it goes over the line and out of bounds for a throw in inside the attacking zone for the Glen Waverley Hawks.
It's amazing it's still only an 11-point ball game.
It is, isn't it? You would not think it. You'd think they'd be 5 or 6 in front, and that's the danger at the moment.
So Rucks go at it again. Parthenides winning the tap down. Taken solidly down in the tackle there was Talaridi. Umpire called play on. Bursting through there was Broad. And the ball going nowhere.
It's almost like they're overawed. Like Talaridi's a really good player. He just froze then. Now, normally he would be off on his bike and he would hit up a target, and it's almost like they're overawed by the occasion. Hopefully that's not the case, but that's what it looks like at the moment.
So taken out of the stoppage there was McMillan of the Josh variety, and the umpire calls for the ball again. Plenty of stoppages around
even when they had the ball down here on the wing, the 3 times they fumbled, it was all the inferred pressure, wasn't it?
So ball up inside 45 again for the Hawks. Taken there by Gleed. Brought down in the tackle. The umpire said that was okay. Let's cross boundary side to Tim Fitzsimons.
Yeah, just further to them points on the Whitehorse midfield. Jamie Carpenter said at quarter time that he really rates his midfield highly, saying that they're the best
Very
midfield.
highly.
Well, they're the best midfield in the Division 4 comp, and we're just not seeing it at the moment.
So Rucks go at it again. Parthenides winning the tap down. Sim just trying to get boot to ball. Connell shoveled out the handball there. Put Commerty in under a fair bit of pressure. And now they look to build down the wing. McCormack got it to McDougall. And now just getting taken down in the tackle again. They can't seem to get any fluid movement, the Pioneers.
At least McDougall then was trying to take the game on, handballing the ball, using his attributes, his pace. That's what you need to do. You've got to get back to what you do best, and that's what McDougall does.
So Chris McDougall, free kick for a high tackle, switches it into the middle of the ground. Talaridi now switches it wide to the wing. It's a wobbler of a kick. Hockey has got a Glen Waverley Hawks man to get around, does so, sells a bit of candy, puts it inside forward 50 to the hot spot. Great fist from behind there by Steinfort. Bursting through there was Broad. Steinfort again wrapped up in the tackle there by Mariani, who wrestles the footy off him and brought to ground by Armin. We'll see a ball up inside forward 45 for the Whitehorse Pioneers.
They've just got to get a goal. They've just got to get a goal, steady it up, get some confidence, somehow or other manufacture a goal.
So play restart. Parthenides puts it straight down the throat of Mariani, who's taken down in the tackle. And the umpire calls for it again. 11-point margin here on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. 15.5 minutes gone, second term.
Pye throws the ball off now. Parthenides in the front spot, little backhander, trying to get it out of that danger zone. They've got the numbers though. Hockey got the handball away. Little kick has not gone far enough. Had been trapped there nicely there by Ward. Got the handball away in the nick of time. Umpire says play on. Let's have a bounce.
They've not been given a chance for any space at all, and they've just, every time they get the ball, they've been tackled hard.
Yeah, as I said earlier, they've been strangled, and you know what they've been really good at normally is just having a good spread. It's almost like they're a magnet and just really been drawn into the football at the moment, Whitehorse Pioneers.
Hockey over the back. McMillan for Glen Waverley got it away, and now he's Broad on the right boot, dumps it on his boot. It's close to the boundary line. It's going to get knocked over and over and over and out, and Barry Cox has got some scores around the ground.
Yes, indeed. Division 1 South Croydon 6-3-39, leading Vermont 4-10-34.
The thing is, we talk about the 1, 3 and the 5 metre. They're all in the 1 and the 3, aren't they? There's none of them in the 5 metre area.
Hockey versus Parthenides. Partho had the front spot there, knocked it down. Commerty was in the front spot. It comes out towards the Connell direction. Couldn't quite trap it. He was under pressure. Over she goes for another boundary throw in.
So if you're Jamie Carpenter, what you do now, you need to look at doing something a bit different, because you've got to manufacture a goal. You can't just keep letting the game go along as it is at the moment.
The lowest scoring first halves of a grand final that I can remember at the moment, especially in perfect conditions. Parthenides straight down McMillan's throat, inside forward 50, he goes. Dalglish got a timely hand on it, barging his way through. There was Armin. He'll go after it again for the second time. Just got the handball out in the nick of time. Strong tackle's been laid. Umpire said play on. They're under a lot of pressure here, the Pioneers in the back pocket. They've got to keep the ball alive, and it's been paid against as a throw. Pretty, I don't know, Alexander Commerty in there getting paid against with the throw there.
Good decision. He definitely grabbed his arm. He threw the ball in the air and didn't dispose of it properly. It was a great tackle.
Yeah, no, I'll certainly agree with that one. He can consider himself a little bit stiff because when he knows that he got fist to ball, but we can all see in the replay that was the case. Murray winds around. Murray, could he kick the goal? It drifts across the face there. Big fly over the back there by Talatari, but then a step on Goldwood. And they've got it there. Armin has kicked his second goal of the afternoon. That's what he likes to play, front and centre type football. And you can just see there on the replay, he knows how to read it and he knows where the goals are.
Yeah, and look, and that was just poor defensive work from Whitehorse, because they had 3 players down at the drop of the ball there, and good. I thought it was actually too deep a ball that Murray put in, but it ended up being the right sort. It held up in the breeze a little bit.
And that's the thing, a chaos ball, and that's Amin's attributes. He's quick, he's a good mark, and hits the deck. He's like a cat, so he's a really hard player to match up on.
So a lot of stoppages in this game. We've gone 18.5 minutes in the second term, 25-minute quarter the first one. So not very long into the middle of the ground now. McDougall missed it out wide to the wing. Hawks have got the numbers now. Can they move it down the line? Beautiful kick there by Piano out front of Potts, and he's won himself the free kick. High contact. So Mitchell Potts, he wanted to play on straight away, but umpire's putting, go back and take your kick. So Potts now floats it inside, forward 50. No one able to take the grab at the fall of the ball, though. Nicely there, it was broad. Kick was smothered. Eddie Sims scoops it up.
Well done.
And has now got all the time in the world. Gets it up towards half-back. Damien Batako has a bounce. Has another bounce. Going through the middle, just waiting up his best option, then chips it out wide to the wing. And chopped off there by Pickering of the Evan variety. Moves it up towards half-back. And now the Hawks, he's got all the answers at the moment. Pickering gets it back, then puts it long on the boot, down the wing, looking for Ferguson from the back, unable to take it, slammed on the boot there by Sinan in the direction of Armin. Was he caught high? Umpire called play on. And scooped up on the last line of defence there by Dalglish. Missed kick there, risky kick. Beautiful fist away there by McCormack into the middle of the ground now. And the ball going nowhere. Umpire calls for it.
And what's happening is they're breaking down at centre forward Whitehorse Pioneers, and that's why they're going to have to come across the ground, because they just don't have the target. So they're just coming through the middle. Instead of becoming dangerous, they're kicking wide to the wing. So Glen Waverley Hawks are doing a really good job that way.
Let's cross boundary side.
Yeah, it's really interesting to note on that as well, Martin, that Andrew Padbury, their key goal kicker, is sitting on the bench doing absolutely nothing.
Well, they're off to the races. Here's McDougall. Can he get some sort of spark in the Pioneers? He can't. He pushes it left.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you throw him in the ruck for 5 minutes, get him in the game, just change something up? Not too sure, but yeah, look, at the moment, they're just falling down at centre forward, and that's why they're going wide and getting time for Glen Waverley Hawks to get behind the footy.
Barry Cott's around the grounds with the score centre.
Yep, Division 2 up Ferntree Gully and Lilydale 8-5-53, leading up Ferntree Gully 5-7-37.
Parthenides was in the front spot, picked up by Sims, slams it on his boot inside forward 50, bouncing football. It goes through for one behind. Bendigo Bank scoreboard 21 minutes into the second term here. Sounded like my voice just broke. 4 behinds the Whitehorse Pioneers, 3-2-20 Glen Waverley Hawks as Eddie takes the mark from the kicking.
So Eddie in the back pocket, slams it on the boot, down the line. Pack forms. Mariani had a go at it, couldn't take it though. Then his brother Matthew went again, but the Hawks win out on this occasion. Little miss kick into the middle of the ground though, taken by Quinn, who's had some half. He's had a fair bit of the footy. So Quinn just looks down the line now and finds McDougall of the Michael variety. They need a score here, the Whitehorse Pioneers, as it goes inside attack, but fist from behind came from Steinford, and we'll see a throw in.
They seem to be playing a lot more down the line today, whether it's a conservative decision to do that, but it's just enabling Glenny Hawks to get numbers behind the play. Maybe be a bit more bold, a bit more brave, and they've got to get a goal on the board.
So umpire tossed the ball in. Hockey wins it down easily to McMillan, who slams it on the boot into the middle of the ground. Beautiful mark taken by Pickering. Umpire called play on. They must have been touched. It bounced. Thank you, Matt.
Your mic's not on, Matt, so stop chiming in, mate, as the ball is thrown up in the centre square at the moment. You can commentate next Saturday as the ball comes out now. Josh McMillan on the right boot, bouncing in towards the middle of the ground. Scooped upon there by McCormick, got the handball away. They're just really struggling. And what we were talking about before about going down the line and wide, That Damien Batako running through and having 2 bounces before when he could have gone direct to goal, and he went wide and the turnover was there. It's just not confidence football, is it?
It's not, but when he looked down the ground, there had 3 Glen Waverley Hawks behind the football, then he had nowhere to go.
I do get that.
Maybe Padbury to set half forward and see what he can do the next 5 minutes or so.
Kick goes forward, Armin comes out, takes it about 50 metres out. He'll probably back himself in here. He's kicked 2 goals today. He's kicked 62 for the year, and he ain't interested in handing this ball off at the moment. You can see him going back. He's sitting himself.
And look, if he kicks it like he did the first kick he had at goal, he's a chance, even though he's into a bit of a breeze from there.
So Adam Armin. A huge kick in the context of this game as we get closer and closer to half-time. Whitehorse haven't kicked a goal. This could be Glen Waverley's 4th. And if you want it in the arms of one man, it would be this one. As he sets sail for goal, it's going right to the goal line, but it's touched and gone through. They are kicking against the breeze. It almost had the legs. Minor score is the result. Bendigo Bank scoreboard, 24 minutes tick over in the second term, Division 4 grand final. And it's still a handy lead, but it should be a hell of a lot more for the Glen Waverley Hawks.
So Tom Connell brings it back into play, just chips it short. And a long ball out wide to the wing for the Pioneers. Quinn's in there. Sim takes it once again. Sells a bit of candy, but runs out of bounds.
Actually, watching the setup then of Glen Waverley Hawks, they had 4 deep in the zone and then another 5 deep. They want Whitehorse to go wide. They're pushing them wide, letting them go down the line, because then they can shut it down, not allowing him to come through the middle at all.
Game being played on the Hawks' terms for sure at the moment. They look to win out here, but beautiful by Sim. Gets the handball off, and Quinn just slams it on the boot. Inside attack now. They've got the numbers here, the Hawks, though. Steinfurt paddling it towards the front. And looks to keep it in play, but it's happy to see it over the line in front of Padbury there for a throw-in. 24, nearly 25 minutes gone. Glen Waverley 21, Whitehorse 4.
And that's what they need to do. They need quick ball movement, quick transition to put the Glen Waverley Hawks backs under pressure.
Steinford's done well down back for Glen Waverley, there's no doubt about that. Parthenides from the ruck contest gets the handball away. Once again, another 25-minute quarter as we reach half-time of the Division 4 Grand Final for 2018. A very low-scoring first half as well. It is an arm wrestle, but the Glen Waverley Hawks, they hold sway 3-3-21 to the Whitehorse Pioneers, yet to kick a major. 4 behinds. Adam Armin has 2 goals for the Hawks and 1 to Benny Sullivan. Well, what do we take out of this, gentlemen, before we go to our halftime break?
Well, we take out of it a bit like what we took out of the first quarter, in the fact that Glen Waverley have dominated, but they're still only 3 goals in front. It's not as if they're 6 or 7 goals in front. Whitehorse, I think they've structurally got to change. That's their biggest issue at the moment. Apart from not getting their hands on the ball well, they're structurally letting themselves down when they go forward. Maybe throw 2 deep and keep them deep. Push everyone outside the 50. Just change up something that allows them to become a little bit less predictable, because at the moment they're very predictable. Glen Waverley are covering all the bases.
Yeah, look, you're spot on, Davo. You know, 3 goals in front. In modern football, you come out, you get a couple of quick goals, and all of a sudden it's a goal difference and it's game on. But at the moment, you know, as I said a couple of times, Glen Waverley just strangled Whitehorse, and you know, kudos to them. But they do need to make some positional changes. Just open up the forward 50. As you said, maybe have Padbury in a small and push everyone out. Get it from the centre clearance. Get it in there, so you've got a tall to take a catch. If it hits the deck, you can crumb a goal. But at the moment, if they don't make any changes, the game's just going to continue to go the way it's going, and Glen Waverley win comfortably.
Well, our fingers are crossed for a more exciting second half. There's no doubt about that. I hope you're enjoying the broadcast on EFL.org.au, streaming live around the globe, right throughout the world. There's someone's been doing some baking in the stands. Hopefully they pass that up to us at halftime. The burgers are on their way. Damien Watson, Wayne Brasher and Ray Baird will take us through the halftime program. There's plenty of scores happening. Well, there's only 2 really around the grounds, Division 1 and Division 2. They're very important. Barry Colts will be joining that team at halftime to keep you up to date with that also. We'll be back for the second half in the Division 4 Grand Final for 2018 in just a moment.
Kids Kids eat free Mondays and Tuesdays for a limited time at Hog's Breath Cafe. Get out! When an adult dines at Hog's Breath Cafe, you also get a kids meal free. Select from any one of our special kids meal combos with a soft drink and ice cream. That's hospitality. Mondays and Tuesdays for a limited time. So get in for our great kids meal deal. Kids eat free at Hog's Breath Cafe. Love you to join us. Call 1-800-HOGSTAR.
Chadstone, Dandenong, Coringal, Knox Ozone, Water Gardens and Geelong. Come in and experience some hospitality.
Program sponsor.
Nothing better than a companion to keep you up to date with all the latest when you're at the footy. Better still, one that fits in your back pocket. The Eastern Footballer is a must-read. All the latest information, team lists, feature articles and much, much more. Pick up your copy this weekend as you love it local across the Eastern Football League.
Something nice that I have done for someone, I have bought a meal for a homeless person.
Always offer to pick people up from the airport.
I went out with a friend last night. Just being there and listening to what she was going through, I think made all the difference.
I'll write like a little note and put it in the mail. Might just be like, hi, I'm thinking of you.
I took my girlfriend to dinner last week. That's pretty notable for me.
At Tobin Brothers Funerals, they know that every life is unique and they think that every celebration should be too. Find out more at tobinbrothers.com.au. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Program sponsor.
Hello, I'm Peter Hitchener. 9 News invites you to join our team nightly at 6 for Melbourne's #1 news. Tony Jones with the latest sport, including the footy, plus Lavinia Nixon's weather forecast. 9 News, proud supporter of the Eastern Football League.
Program sponsor.
EFL.org.au is the place to be online for all the latest on the Eastern Football League. Keep up to date by checking out the latest news and feature articles. Have your say in the EFL poll. Check out all the latest EFL videos, and best of all, you can listen back to any EFL radio program at any time. Head to EFL.org.au. The Eastern Football League. Local footy at its best.
G'day, Billy Brownless here from The Footy Show. KFC Almost Footy Legends is back in 2018 and we're searching for the best highlights from local footy. Head to 9now.com.au/AFL Footy Show and upload your entry for a chance to win $35,000 cash plus a year's supply of KFC.
Program sponsor.
EFL Saturday Game Day continues. Let's head back and go local for your footy.
EFL Grand Final Day. It's the Division 4 Grand Final out here at Walker Park in Mitcham, and at half-time it's the Glen Waverley Hawks ahead 3-3-21, leading the Whitehorse Pioneers 4 behind 4 points at half-time. Barry Cott's here in the score centre. Let's check out other games, other finals being played today, specifically Division 1 and Division 2. Firstly to Division 1, Vermont and South Croydon. It's a bit of a dour struggle, and currently South Croydon 6-3-39 leading Vermont 4-10-34. That's the second semi-final in Division 1. And the prelim final in Division 2, Leaderdale Upper Ferntree Gully. It's Leaderdale 8-5-53 to Upper Ferntree Gully 5-7-37. So there, Wayne and Damo, some interesting games there as well.
Yeah, certainly in Division 1, Vermont down by 5 points. Another scrappy encounter, it seems.
Yeah, 4 goals, 10 too, so they might have...
still early days.
Still early days, but there's a lot to... yeah, what do we say about this game? And Damo, it's it's not living up to any great heights, I can tell you that at the moment. It's almost like Glen Waverley Hawks have eked out a 17-point victory at half-time.
And I don't think I've seen for a long time where the side hasn't kicked a goal at half-time in the grand final. It'll be a long, long time ago since I've seen that.
And they don't look like kicking one at the moment either.
Yeah.
No, that's the thing, Breast. They don't look like kicking one. But the silly thing about it all, they're not, if they could come out and kick the first 2 goals of the quarter, game on. You know, the fact that Glen Waverley Hawks have only kicked 3 goals themselves, you know, so at the moment, Whitehorse are still in the game, but Jamie Carpenter's got a lot of things to do, a lot of work ahead of him. If he comes out with the same lineup, I think in this situation, you've got to throw your side around. You've got nothing to lose, because if they come out and it just goes through the motions like they have, you know, it's going to be a victory to Glen Waverley Hawks. There's no doubt about that. But look, having said that, looking at it, and I just feel a little bit for Whitehorse, because the ball's just not bouncing their way at the moment. You know, and when they do get it, their disposal's terrible.
I think, to be honest with you, Ray, I think the disposal's been pretty poor from both sides, really.
Yeah.
Neither midfield. Probably the only The only line I think on the ground that seems to be controlling things is the Glen Waverley Hawks half-back line. Eddie and Dunn seem to be the only two players that seem to be able to have any sort of semblance of how the game's being dictated. It almost seems like, I think it summed it up, young Matty Batako ran from that half-back line and then ran across the ground and was looking for forward options, but there was none forthcoming, and he kicked the ball in hope and the ball got turned over. I think, you know, Armin's looking dangerous down in that forward line. Comedian's got his hands full with him there. I think Armin's probably lucky not to have another couple of goals. He shouldn't have missed, and neither should have Matty Manarani early in that second quarter. Comedian's really wearing Armin like a bit of a glove. So, you know, if Armin can get off the chain in this second half, the Whitehorse road end, Ray, seems to be the goal-kicking end this afternoon. Yeah,
it certainly does. And look, there's several guys in that Whitehorse side that we haven't spotted who have been great players. I mean, Eddie Sim, he's done nothing. You know, he's got to get up and say. Matty Mariani, he did get a bit of a leg injury there towards the end of that first quarter. But even prior to that, he's not his usual in and under self as well. And look, they've just got a lot of work to do. You know, Michael McDougall, you know, he hasn't had many opportunities because they haven't been putting the ball into their forward 50.
I think that the other thing is too, look, I mean, what has actually surprised me a little bit is there isn't really anything of Ray, there is a premiership on offer, right? But that thing of promotion is off the table. So both sides are going up. I would have thought that would have been a little bit of a pressure release and that both sides would be able to go out but it seems like I should say both sides seem to be able to go out and play their own game. But it seems like to me that both sides are very, very nervous and they're too scared to make a mistake.
About the two sides going up though, Brash, I mean, that was what they've played for over the last 2 weeks. I don't think that'd be in the player's mind. There's a premiership on the line here.
Glen Waverley haven't won a flag in their history. That's
right.
significant.
That's
why I'm saying. That's
a legacy.
And even Whitehorse, 10 years or so since they won their flag. So, you know, there's a lot to play for a premiership. There's no doubt about that. But, gee, you know, as you said, it's got to certainly change after half-time to live up the reputation of the normal Division 4 grand finals that we've seen out here.
I think Jack Steinfurt's done a fair job on Andrew Padbury. He's really Padbury hasn't had much of a chance to get into the contest, but that's not his fault because the ball just hasn't been down there. But when it has, Jack Steinfurt's done exactly what he's wanted to do. As a good backman should, punch the ball when he's out of position and not in the position to take mark. I just think, for mine, rarely where the game's being won for the moment for Glen Waverley Hawks is their back six.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about that. But there's one area where I think that Whitehorse Pioneers, I think they've covered Parthenides in the ruck. He's not his usual dominant self that he has been all season. So, you know, that is a plus for them. And that's where it can all start. So as I said before, their midfielders, you know, the in and under, the Mariani brothers and that, they've got to get in there and take the benefit of the work that their ruckmen are doing.
I also think Matty Mariani, like you said, he got crunched in that late in the first quarter, which probably is it doesn't look like it's overtly affected him, but he just doesn't seem to be moving as well since that injury. I just think that both sides are really struggling to put, you know, plays together, right? You know, chains of, you know, it's like kick possession, kick hold, because no one seems to be running, do they?
Not only that no one's not running, but as you say, but both back lines, I think both back lines are on top. But what they're doing is, as you say, they're holding up play. When they switch, it's not a quick switch.
No.
And if you switch to the other side of the ground, it's got to be really quick, your first option. But no, they're looking at it, then they look down the field, and then, okay, I will switch. But by that time, and both sides are doing it.
Yeah, and I think the thing is with the switch rate, when you look at the way the game's being played, the wind is a bit of a fluky breeze down towards the scoreboard, and I think when you are coming across the ground with the wind being it is, the ball's not the ball's not travelling as well or in distance that you need to clear the lines for the switch, and the ball's being held up, and that's why both sides are really struggling to score off the switch, because the ball's being held up and both sides are able to get players back in that intercept areas.
And we'll just give the score before we go to a break, Damo.
Yes, indeed. Just before I do, a quick tip from this point onwards.
I still think Glen Waverley Hawks for mine.
Well, I picked Whitehorse at the start, but they can get the first couple of goals. Yes, they're back in it, but it looks like Glen Waverley Hawks.
The umpires are back on the ground. Half-time at the Division 4 Senior Grand Final for 2018. Glen Waverley 3-3-21 leading the Whitehorse Pioneers. 4 behinds. We'll be back with the big second half right after this.
Should we go to flowers? Let's have a look at some flowers.
Flowers be nice. Ooh.
Oh, yeah, that's a good selection. Oh,
this
there we
is
go.
you. The football one.
Sporty, yeah. Oh,
really
that's
good.
beautiful.
I think the sports one is you.
Personalise your funeral the way you like. Tobin Brothers Funeral's latest Memory Maker app guides you through the process before meeting with one of their funeral planners. Download Tobin Brothers Funeral's Memory Maker app now from iTunes or Google Play, or visit tobinbrothers.com.au. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Program sponsor.
Hello, I'm Peter Hitchener. 9 News invites you to join our team nightly at 6 for Melbourne's #1 news. Tony Jones with the latest sport, including the footy, plus Lavinia Nixon's weather forecast. 9 News, proud supporter of the Eastern Football League.
Program sponsor.
At Hogs Bread Cafe, we're serving Aussie-style great food and a feel-good attitude. Now we're going the whole hog with pasta, more seafood, chicken, rib dishes and fresh salads. And always our famous 18-hour slow-cooked prime rib steak. What are you waiting for? Come in for lunch or dinner and experience the value that is Hogs Bread Cafe.
Chadston, Dandenong, Coringal, Knox Ozone and Water Gardens. Come in and experience some hospitality.
Our hospitality is all about you.
Program sponsor.
At Hogs Bread Cafe, we're serving Aussie-style great food and a feel-good attitude. Now we're going the whole hog with pasta, more seafood, chicken, rib dishes and fresh salads. And always our famous 18-hour slow-cooked prime rib steak. What are you waiting for? Come in for lunch or dinner and experience the value that is Hogs Bread Cafe.
Chadston, Dandenong, Coringal, Knox Ozone and Water Gardens. Come in and experience some hospitality.
Our hospitality is all about you.
Program sponsor.
EFL Saturday Game Day continues. Let's head back and go local for your footy.
EFL Game Day Division 4 Grand Final here at Walker Park, Mitcham, between Glen Waverley Hawks and Whitehorse Pioneers. Half-time score is Glen Waverley Hawks 3-3-21 to the Whitehorse Pioneers 4 behinds, 4 points. And the umpires are out on the grounds, just waiting for the teams to come out for the second half. Let's just double check some scores of other games being played today. Firstly, Division 1, it's the second semi-final out at Bayswater, Vermont and South Croydon. And it's South Croydon 6-3-39 leading Vermont 4-10-34. The other game, preliminary final in Division 2 at a Tormore Reserve in Baronia. And it's Liddell 8-5-53 to French Gully 5-7-37. Now, the Sunday games tomorrow in Division 1 is Doncaster versus Blackburn. That'll be an interesting game, Brash.
It will be, and Doncaster will be hoping to reverse last week's loss against South Croydon. And the Burners are coming off a nice 40-point victory, so it should be a good game tomorrow at Central Reserve.
Yes, and also another game tomorrow is in Division 3, so no Division 3 game today, and it's between Scoresby and Baronia. Another interesting game.
Yeah, well, Baronia will be keen to turn the tables on Scoresby, which they did during the season. A lot to play for both sides tomorrow. I was impressed with the way Baronia came back. But I think at this particular stage, I'll go the early crow, and I think Scoresby might just get over the line.
I think I'm with you on that one. As we wait for the players to take their set positions, and our team is coming back on this very pleasant day here out at Mitcham. Blue sky, a little bit of cloud. It's very congenial conditions, around about 15-16 degrees. And we're set for hopefully an exciting second half.
So the Premiership quarter just about to get underway here at Walker Park in Mitcham. Can the Whitehorse Pioneers find something? They're 17 points down. Glen Waverley Hawks have had the majority of the play. We're underway. And Rucks go at it. Mariani came bursting through the midfield, and now they're going to get the clearance. The Pioneers inside forward 50 in the direction of Padbury, who is spoiled from behind, and the ball trickles over the line and out of bounds for a boundary throw in. Repeating that score, it's Glen Waverley Hawks 3-3-21, Whitehorse Pioneers 4 behinds. 17-point margin on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. Rucks go at it. Nobody able to really get a clean tap out. McDougall now snapped around the body, and he's put that one out on the full. So a free kick to the Glen Waverley Hawks in the back pocket. Gavin Cruz rather hands it off to a teammate who'll take it. They go backwards now. Jesse Dunn, the skipper, marks in front of Padbury on the last line of defence. So Dunn just pops it on the boot long out towards the half-back flank. Bouncing ball in front of McMillan there. The umpire calls for it though. It'll be a boundary throw in. Let's go down to the boundary line.
Yeah, the wind's pretty much completely died off for the time being. It's been up and down a bit all day, so it might come back, but for the moment it's perfect conditions. Let's hope for some scoring. So ball tossed back into play, and that's a free kick going to Jesse Hockey. Parthenides had his arm wrapped around his neck, and he's put Parthenides on the deck there. Gives the handball off to McDougall straight away, who chips it down the line. Beautiful mark taken there by Eddie Sim. Just outside the arc, moves it on very quickly. They go up towards the top of the goal square. Can someone take the mark? Dunn wrapped up in the tackle by Mariani. Pickering just tries to get boot to ball. Ball smothered, and it goes over the line and out of bounds for a throw-in.
Bit more urgency, Whitehorse. You expect that. They probably had a little bit of a spray at half-time, and yeah, it's good to see just that little bit more intensity at the ball carrier at the moment.
One change is Comedian's gone forward for Whitehorse.
So the ball tossed back into play. Parthenides down to Potts, who couldn't take it, and the bodies just diverge on the footy, and it's going nowhere. Umpire calls for the ball. Ball up inside forward 45 for the Whitehorse Pioneers.
Except for the Glen Waverley Hawks fans, I think everyone at Walker Park wants a goal here to spark this game, and let's get it going.
The crowd are dying for it. Let's see what can happen here from the stoppage. Big fly over the back. Glen Waverley trapped the football quickly, but it's going to be another bounce. Matt Gleed, the skipper of Whitehorse, to hand the ball back up to Sullivan. Picked himself up off the turf.
Come on, BWS, get us a goal here.
Parthenides, he went up flying in the ruck there against his opponent there in Hockey. Little kick off the ground. Yeah, that got smothered, going in after a McDougall, who ducked in underneath it. They were screaming for holding the ball that time. Barging his way through, there was Riddle. He got wrapped up very quickly by Hockey, and we'll have another ball up. Still inside the arc here. 21 plays forward. It's a 17-point margin. There's been once again shepherding in the ruck contest. A free kick going the way of Glen Waverley, and any shepherding contest today has gone the way of Glen Waverley at these stoppages. So passes it off. Eddie out wide, out towards the back flank, but underneath it, a good strong mark there by Al Quinn on the right boot. He needs to use his disposal well. He's been disappointing in that instant this afternoon. I feel like he's had a lot of the football, but also letting himself down. So Sullivan on the right boot spears the ball up towards the wing position. A clean bowled everyone. Dalgleish was there to mop up the pieces, got the handball away in towards the middle of the ground. Sim was there. He trapped it right on his hammer. Ferguson got it away to Gleed. Inside forward 50. He goes. Coming out and taking a mark was Mitch Ward. Well, he was with the flight. It was almost a 2-on-1 by the time the ball hit his chest, but he comes out and he takes the mark, and geez, this is an important kick.
And that's just throwing the ball on the boot, getting in the forward 50 quick, forward being in front, and whooshka. Mark, shot on goal.
So Mitch Ward comes in now, set sail for goal. It never looked good off the boot. It went way right, and he's disappointed about that. There's absolutely no doubt about that. He kicked 11 goals for the season and threw for a minor score. That's their 5th. 5 behinds, and it's in the third term 5-minute mark. That's right, you heard it right. 5 behinds, Whitehorse, 3-3-21, one of the lowest scoring Division 4 grand finals we've seen. Well done there by old mate Copper to hand the football back. They seem to be enjoying their game. Jesse Dunn, the skipper for Glen Waverley. He'll bring the ball back into play now. He's a little bit indecisive, and then it's just like he just decided, I'll just thump at 60 metres and hope for the best, and it might work out okay here because Murray was after the football, got brought to ground in a strong Mav Gleed tackle, who goes after it again. Good pressure there by the skipper of Whitehorse to force Sullivan over the boundary line and out of bounds. Barry Cott's around the grounds with the score centre.
Yes, Division 1, and in the third quarter, Vermont kicked quick 3 goals. They lead now. Vermont 7-11-53 to South Croydon 6-4-40.
Well, no wonder you were slamming your hand on the window to get that score through, Baz, as it comes around. Law's kick was smothered, the ball hits the deck, and we'll have another ball up.
So restart of play on the wing here at Walker Park. 5.5 minutes gone. Glen Waverley Hawks lead it by 16 points. No ruckman able to get the tap, but Hockey fed it out to a teammate. Now they go inside forward 50. The Pioneers, no one able to take the mark. Bouncing ball over the line in front of Mariani, but free kick coming out to Ward.
I think it was over the shoulder.
So Ward gets it again. Hopefully this effort's better than his last one. It never looked like scoring.
Bit of a wispy fringe he's got going there.
So Mitch Ward comes in. Kick off the boot, looks okay, and just missing to the right-hand side. And through for a minor score. Well, they've made up the 6 points now, the Whitehorse Pioneers. They're 6 behind. Glen Waverley Hawks 3-3-21. 15 points the margin on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. It'll be Gavin Cruz to take it, to bring it back into play. So Cruz goes long out towards the half-back flank. Fly from behind there by Sullivan, who was unable to take the mark. Bouncing ball now, McDougall. Met with a few Hawks and sees the ball over the line for a boundary throw in.
Well, the thing at the moment, the difference is that Glen Waverley aren't getting their hands on the football. So Whitehorse are at least getting the ball into the dangerous areas. They've just got to get some positive conversion.
So ball tossed in on the wing. Over the top there, Parthenides almost taken there by Humphreys, but they've got numbers back here. McDougall over the top. And now they look to go down the wing. Great mark taken there by Daly. Moves it on quickly back to McDougall. Met solidly there by Eddie. And a scramble now. Eddie again taken. Wrapped up in the tackle there. And we'll see a ball up on the wing.
They're starting to get their game going. McDougall was flying through there, so they're starting to get back to what I've seen Whitehorse do all through the year, and that's run and really be aggressive at the footy.
Well, ball going absolutely nowhere. So it looks as though this quarter's playing out like the previous two. Plenty of stoppages in and under footy as Humphreys once again gets the handball up. Huxtable run out of bounds, but just kept it in play, and Riddle sees it over the line and out of bounds.
Barry Cott's around the grounds with the score centre.
Yep, Division 2, Upper Ferntree Gully, Lilydale, and it's Lilydale 8-6-54 leading Upper Ferntree Gully 6-9-45 third quarter.
It's close all around the eastern suburbs today as Hockey takers from the stoppage. Got the ball, dumped it on inside forward 50. Nicely done though by Sinden. Went after it a second time, got boot to ball in the middle ground. Good strong mark there by Evan Pickering. That was good jukes. The dreadlock man goes out wide now. Here's a chance for the Glen Waverley Hawks to go forward towards the Armin direction. He had a fly, he got one bite on it. Little handball away, and now here's Mav Gleed for the Whitehorse side. Got it away, and now here's Connell on the right boot. Here's a chance to rebound, but he's gone wide, and he had two options. Disappointing. Padbury was out there.
And that was just no pressure either. That was just a poor disposal it was the right option, just poor disposal.
Get the feeling after 8 minutes tick on in this term, if Glen Waverley get the next one, they'll take some sort of stopping. Comes out towards the Connell direction. Happy to see probably the ball go over the boundary line and out of bounds, but more urgency about the Whitehorse Pioneers in this second half.
Mariani's a player that I think can lift for Whitehorse. If he can get a bit more of the footy around the stoppages, they might have a bit of a chance.
Comes out, Armin got the handball away on the right boot, kick towards the top of the goal square, waiting at the back of the pack was Armin. I sensed it might have gone his way. Going in there was Sim, brought to ground, and he was gang tackled there. That was good play by Potts and Sullivan, I think it is, in there. So it will be a ball up only 20 metres out from goal.
Jesse Dunn, he's got about 40 metres on his own. He's just controlling the back line for Glen Hawks.
Comes out, Ferguson couldn't quite trap it. Sullivan was in there, Whitehorse. Oh, that was good play. Just a
on cue.
Clearing kick out there. That's why we brought him in today. Martin Stillman knows exactly what's happening. The kick goes wider from Dunn, and it just stays right inside the paint perfectly. And Pickering takes the mark. He looks like he may even go back and back himself in here.
He's a good kick for goal, Pickering. I'm going to back him. He's kicked some big bombs against us outside 50, so he's a beautiful kick.
Heard Davo say that it's one of the best spots in the ground to have a shot on goal. Pickering goes for it. Pickering kicks it. It was almost never in doubt, was it? What a sensational kick that was. It carried the distance. It was perfectly straight, and he kicks his first goal of the afternoon. The Glen Waverley Hawks have their fourth. 4-3-27 Bendigo Bank scoreboard. 10.5 minutes into the third term. They call it the premiership quarter. 6 behinds Whitehorse.
That's what really hurts, is when they've had 2 shots at goal and they've missed, not easy, but relatively easy, and then a player they get inside 50 once on the boundary and they nail it.
You have periods of the game where you control the footy, and Whitehorse have had the play for 5 or 10 minutes, haven't been able to kick a goal. Glen Waverley go forward, get one and kills you.
Well, the Whitehorse Pioneers desperately needing a reply. Hockey won the tap down. Sim was in there crunching through. Parthenides takes it again, brought to ground there by Sim. And we'll have another bounce in the middle here. So umpire balls it up again. Whitehorse winning the tap, but belted nicely towards the front there by Murray. Connell comes bursting through, puts it inside forward 50 for the Whitehorse Pioneers. Nobody able to take it. Battling hard there was Huxtable under a fair bit of pressure, taken to ground. Umpire pings him. And it's going to be Padbury to take the kick. And when you want a goal at this stage of the game, Andrew Padbury is the man to have the footy.
He'll kick it. He'll go back and slot it and steady the ship.
Good play from the half-back flank. Then it was a poor disposal after he did all the good hard work, but at least he put it into a dangerous position.
And it's great to have a key forward tackling like that. So he kicks a goal here as the key forward. It will really lift his team.
So Andrew Padbury has been known to bring his side home on numerous occasions this season. Most important kick of the year for him. He comes in. The kick is away to the right. Never looked like registering for a goal. And the Whitehorse Pioneers, believe it or not, they go to 7 behinds. Glen Waverley Hawks 4-3-27. 20-point margin, 12.5 minutes gone, third term.
There's been 3 kicks at goal and they've shanked all 3 of them.
So Dunn brings the ball back in long. Talatiri, he took the mark. Talariti, I should say. A strong mark too, very close to the boundary line. Here's a chance to go. He looks frustrated that he hasn't got enough options, so he pokes it in even close to the boundary line there. Huxtable, who's had a good game, will be disappointed by that being pinged for holding the ball in that last instant, but it comes out now, kicked by Sim. It goes goalward right towards the line, but Eddie was back there to take a solid mark on the chest, just inside the behind line.
Yeah,
so
look at the scoreboard. It's 7 shots each now, so bad kicking's bad footy, as I say.
No doubt about that. As the kick goes out towards the wing position, it bounced up nicely there for Sullivan. He's had a good game. Comes over the top. Now they're off to the races, aren't they? The Hawks goes towards the in direction, who takes the mark, and he had an open 50. I almost thought he might have swung around and had a ping from there, but instead he's a confident player who will go back and back himself and have a shot, which will make things incredibly difficult for Whitehorse if he can put this through.
If he does put this through, it puts a real knife in the heart of Whitehorse after missing a fairly simple one 30 seconds ago.
So Min comes in, he starts at left, it's going to stay there. It might not even carry the whole way, it eventually does, but it goes out of bounds on the full. Joel Dalglish to bring the ball back into play.
So nearly nearing the 15-minute mark, the midway point of this term. Well, the quarters haven't been particularly long today due to so many stoppages. Dalglish up towards half-back, slammed on the boot by Connell, but only as far. Though as the Hawks kick smothered beautifully there, and they go inside forward 50 once again. Bouncing ball, Ferguson. He's got plenty of room to work with, snaps around the body And ball smothered and goes out of bounds. 14.5 minutes gone. Boundary throw in, forward 50.
Barry Cott's around the grounds on the score centre.
Yes, and it's turning into a tight game in the second division's preliminary final. It's Lilydale 8-7-55, Upper Furniture Gully 7-9-51, so only 4 points of difference.
Holy dooly.
So Rucks go at it again, belted there by Parlapiano, taken there by Murray, and up towards the top of the square, fisted away though. The Pioneers taken there by Humphreys, snaps around the body, it's across the face, Dalgleish takes the mark.
Let's cross down boundary side to Matt Fodia.
Yeah, all the forwards for Whitehorse Pioneers are flat on their feet there. That's why they're not reacting to that quick kick out of defence.
So Dalgleish in the same position he had it about a minute ago. Opts to go down the flank again. It's a high ball in the Alistair Quinn direction, and the ball spoiled out of bounds for a throw-in.
There just doesn't seem to be any spark at the moment anywhere around the contest for Whitehorse. They really need that spark.
So Rucks go at it again. Parthenides palms it down. Connell, though, gathers the footy, gives the handball off now as they look to clear. Mav Gleed kicks it down the wing down the throat there of Dunn. But they take it again, the Pioneers. That's Thorne, gives the handball off and they go charging inside forward 50. The Pioneers, can they take a mark? They can. Oh no, umpire called play on. That was Comedian spilling the mark there. Gets it back again. And they look to go inside forward 50 through Padbury. Chopped off there. Ward, will he stroll into an open goal? He does. And a much needed goal for the Whitehorse Pioneers. And they get their first for the afternoon. The Pioneers go to 1-7-13. Glen Waverley Hawks 4-3-27. 14 points the margin at the 16-minute mark of the third term. There could be life left in the Pioneers yet.
He's been pretty good up there, Ward. He's had 3 shots for goal. He's missed a couple, obviously, but yeah, he's been lively. He's been an option for them, and hopefully that goal can spark Whitehorse into gear.
And Comedian going down there too adds, you know, he's made a few mistakes, but at least he's another player that they've got to watch. So, and they're playing a bit deeper at the moment, which is something they need to do.
Umpire throws the ball back aloft in the middle. Can Whitehorse get on some sort of a run here? Mariani, little handball out the side. Padbury was out there. He overran the pill. He had support out there in Simmons also. And he is McCormick, I should say, who received the free kick. So don't rush it. Goes now on the right boot. He thumps it. It goes wayward. It was a 3-on-1 situation in the end. It wasn't the greatest of options. Brad Riddle got a little toe poke on it. It goes every bit of 40 metres out towards the Armin direction. That's not a player you want it to land in the hands of. He kicks it up towards the Potts direction. Linked up well. Here's McMillan. He gets it away. Murray on the right boot. Murray sets sail for goal. Can he put it through? It hung up there. It just wouldn't come back. And it goes through for one behind. The Whitehorse Pioneer brethren at the stable. They breathe a sigh of relief on that one.
Geez, lucky there. 3v1, as you said, BWS. And Parthenides, 6'9", and they've kicked it to him. Like, just move the ball away from their tall ruckman.
So Tom Connell at fullback brings it back into play, plays on, then slams it on the boot up towards centre-half back in the direction of Ferguson, who tackles Mariani, brings him to ground. Armin of the Moosa variety coughs it up. McDougall now, the Pioneers. McDougall takes a bounce. They move in up towards the flank. Ward again, taken by Thorne, wearing the long sleeves, in towards the pocket in the Padbury direction. Can he take the mark? Spoiled from behind. There by Steinford, and the umpire will throw it in.
Why go so wide?
Oh, they had the ball and they could have come in, and he's aimed for
Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
So the ball tossed back into play, and Hockey there just bringing Eddie to ground. And he's won himself a free kick, Jesse Hockey. So an opportunity for the Whitehorse Pioneers to draw within 9 points, believe it or not.
It comes back to confidence for Padbury. That's why he might be leading to the pocket. But you're right, you just want to go up at the corridor, you take a mark, and then you're in front, you're in the hot spot area, and it gives you more chance to kick a goal than rather than trying to slot it from the boundary.
So most important kick of hockey season. Can he register their second goal of the day? And no, it's away to the right-hand side, another behind. 1-8-14, the Whitehorse Pioneers. 4-4-28, the Glen Waverley Hawks. 19 minutes gone, third term on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
Well, they're just hurting themselves now. I mean, you can't afford to keep missing these easy shots.
And it was one of the ugliest kicks on goal I've seen for quite some time. As the ball goes out now, a free kick to Glen Waverley.
Yeah, right, Dave. You only get so many opportunities and you just can't keep missing these, especially when you're behind. You've got to slot a few and put some scoreboard pressure on the Hawks.
Kick goes in towards the middle of the ground. Having the front spot there was Hockey, who got his arms chopped, and the umpires paid a push. Nonetheless, it's a free kick off to the races here. Here's Eddie Sim, needs to get in there. Spears a pass in, that's better. That's what they wanted. Comedian comes out and takes the mark. He's going to back himself in from here. He'll kick from just inside the 45. Cross down boundary side to Matt Fodia.
Yeah, Parthenides' knees starting to really hurt him. That's why he's giving away those blocking frees in the ruck. He can't allow Hocking a run and jump at the footy.
Alexander Comedian comes in. He's not going to make the distance here, so a big fly over the back there by Thorne. He got one by two, and it comes out to Dunn, who's probably happy to concede the behind, which they do. Margin is 13 points. 20 minutes gone in the third term, the Premiership quarter of Division 4 Grand Final day. And it's a 13-point margin to the Glen Waverley Hawks. Done to bring the ball back in.
Crucial next 5 minutes coming up for either side. Ball out towards the half-back flank, but the Pioneers have the numbers. Pickering though with the smother, then slams it on the boot up towards half-forward. Armin just wasn't really in the area now, and he's looking to give his opponent there a hard time. Hockey once again takes it. Dispossessed, and now the Hawks brought to ground there was Sinden, and the umpire said holding the ball. Free kick to the Pioneers at half-back.
I don't know why you would turn into the wrong position and then handball. Just some poor decision-making at the moment.
So Talaridi at half-back. Pops it on the boot, down the wing in the direction of Parthenides. Dalglish was spoiled from behind. And the umpire says he'll throw it in on the wing here at Walker Park.
And Whitehorse have put Ryan back on him in. Obviously, Jamie's got a lot of faith in him. Ryan's played some good footy on Cardamone early in the year as well, so obviously a good defender.
Gary Cotts around the grounds with the score centre.
Yes, in Division 1, Vermont now have a 19-point lead. Vermont 8-11-59 to South Croydon 6-4-40.
Thanks, Barry. Taken there by Potts, who got it off to Riddle, who slams it inside forward 50. Pack flies, fist come from behind. It looks like it's going to trickle over the line. And it does so in front of O'Brien. We'll have a throw in. 22 minutes gone. Third term, the Premiership quarter. Glen Waverley Hawks 4-4-28. Whitehorse 1-9-15. Gee, the Hawks would love a goal just before three-quarter time to steady the ship. As the ball's tossed back into play, Hockey won it down there to Dalglish.
Keep going.
He's got a paddock to work with. Just slams it on the boot in the direction of Padbury. Spoiled there by Steinford, though. And now they've got the numbers, the Glen Waverley Hawks. And dragged in there by Ward. What's the umpire going to do? Calls for it.
That was just poor communication then. They had two players that one needed to talk to the other, and they would have got that ball Whitehorse, and they didn't.
I don't think there was enough purchase on the kick. I think he should have been told further afield to have another bounce to hit that target.
Well, high contact.
Just my opinion, Davo.
Yeah, and look, he is kicking into the breeze, so that would be a reason why he should have gone a bit further, and he had plenty of opportunities.
So free kick to Brandon Hodges for high contact on the wing. He goes long down the line, and that's way wide. Out of bounds on the full.
But Davo's point is you work together as team and teammates rather than just playing as individuals, and you block for your teammate where you can and make it easy for your teammate.
So they work their way into a bit of trouble there. The Pioneers are taken by Thorne now. Sells a bit of candy, looks inside. Batako gets on his bike, chips it inside forward 50 and hits Ward on the chest.
He has been good.
He's been really good. Yep.
And the thing is, he's got away. He's got that, like he's now taken 2 marks 10 metres clear of his opponent inside the forward 50. So I'll tell you what, I do like this young Batako.
He's a great player and lowered his eyes. He's a really good player. Rate him highly.
They've had enough practice. He's got to use the breeze properly here and put this through.
So this is his third set shot for the quarter. He's already kicked one. Mitch Ward comes in and the kick's away to the left through for a minor score. 1 goal 10, the Whitehorse Pioneers 16. Glen Waverley Hawks 4-4-28. 24 minutes gone, third term on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. Dunn plays on very quickly up towards centre half back in the direction there of Matt Glee, but mark taken there by Parlapiano.
Upper gully lead by 1 point deep into the third term.
So Parlapiano at half back. Pops it up to a pack of players down the line up towards half forward.
Fourth term, I should say.
Nobody able to take the mark, and that ball's going nowhere. Ball up, right half forward for the Glen Waverley Hawks.
Barry Cotts, confirm, please.
Yes, confirm that score. Upper French Gully 9-9-63 to Lillardale 9-8-62.
Umpire throws the ball aloft. Parthenides, he stood strong there. He didn't have to do too much. Hit the deck. McMillan came in, and O'Brien for the Whitehorse Pioneers will hand it back to the umpire. 28 plays 16. It's a 2-goal ball game.
1-6 to 1-1 this quarter.
Umpire throws the ball up now. Handball over the top. Where's this going to go? McMillan was there, got the handball away. They just need to steady themselves. Potts on the right boot, inside forward 50, looking for Armin, who didn't really do too much too badly. He was just probably in the wrong spot, and he gave away the free kick. Telleridi was there.
He's been good this quarter too. He's given them a lift with his run and carry.
Absolutely.
Telleridi wants to get every bit of purchase on the ball, sends it out wide. Quinn was the flyer at the fall. The ball, Law was there. He dropped it. Gonski. Free kick to the big ruckman, Parthenides. So Bo on the right boot. He's going to kick it to the hot spot. That's the place to go. Big fly over the back, and almost a mark taken by Telleridi again. Got the spoil down. In there was Murray. Tried to paddle it to his advantage. Goes after it again. He almost looks like he... Well, I was going to say people are screaming for in the back, but he went after it. He tackled it, and a gutsy call by the umpire to pay holding the football there. Only 15 metres out from goal.
He did it with a flourish too, didn't he? He called that one with a real flourish.
Been practicing his action all week as Sim goes out wide. Jesse Dunn moved up the ground. The general takes the mark, switches it towards centre half forward. It was a risky kick. It looked like the Pioneers had the numbers, but the spoil was there. Comes out. Now here's Murray. Got the handball away just in the nick of time. Here's a go for McDougall though on the right boot. Out towards the wing position. Back towards the Dunn direction. He'll just poke it forward looking for Huxtable. Wasn't quite up to the task. They go inside forward 50 now. Thorne's by himself. Thorne's going to run into an open goal. We've got a 1-goal ball game. Wow, that's what they were after. Finally a break, some luck for them as well, and there was no mistake that could be made there.
You know what, BWS, it wasn't luck. What's happened is that they're putting more pressure on Glen Waverley Hawks. Jesse Dunn's kick on the wing, in the previous half, he would have hit a target. He's under pressure. He miskicked it in the corridor. Quick transition, bang goal. So the pressure is up for Whitehorse.
It's crossed down boundary side to Tim Fitzsimons.
Yeah, the Whitehorse fans are really getting up and about. Although they've only kicked 2 goals for the game, they've been pretty vocal this whole game.
So back in the middle now, Parthenides wins the tap down, but Mariani comes charging through, wins the clearance. They go into attack again. Thorne, can he gather? And the boundary line beats him, and we'll see a throw in at half forward for the Pioneers.
The other thing that's happened is that Glen Waverley have gone into a little safe mode with their disposal. They've kicked it down long. They've not tried to run the football and do the things that got them in front in the first place.
Similar to Bayswater last week in Division 2. So Hockey goes up, wins the tap down to Ward. And now the Hawks, Broad, just handballing it out of bounds, and we'll have a throw in half forward.
I think we have to also remember that Whitehorse will have the slight breeze advantage in the last term as well to stay within that one kick. As this game is nowhere near over at the moment.
As Parthenides wins the tap down, and a great tackle there applied by Huxtable.
And it's always the way, we've spoken about it all day, that it's a close game, it's not a high-scoring game, so you only needed 1 or 2 goals, and now it's game on.
So the Pioneers win the tap. McDougall brought to ground. Mariani so strong, just shovels it out, and it goes, gets kept in play momentarily, and Ward takes it out of bounds.
Now, if they jag a goal here, it's level at 3/4 time. Amazing. Glen Waverley Hawks have had to play all day, but credit to Whitehorse this quarter. They've really fought back well, and we've got a real contest now.
At footy EFL, if you're at Division 1 at Bayswater or in Division 2 at Tormore, which is incredibly close, keep us up to date. We need to know the scores. Those games coming to a close in the next 10 or 15 minutes. Pye throws it up now. Parthenides got the knockdown. It came straight down in the arms of Broad. Banged it on his boot. Dalglish got one handle on it over the back there. Telleridi, who just ducked underneath it, read the play well, rode the tackle brilliantly, then thumped the ball up towards the half-forward line. Hodges was there, got the handball away. Hockey, I should say, inside forward 50 or thereabouts. A little wrong and kick might work out okay here for Sim. The Glen Waverley Hawks look to have the numbers, though. There's been a free kick paid against Sim, which was off the play, and they're just going to be happy just to slow things down. Brad Riddle, an experienced player for Glen Waverley, through the good, the bad, and now the good times again. Brad Riddle on the boot, in towards the middle of the ground as the siren sounds to announce three-quarter time. 4:4:28, the Glen Waverley Hawks to 2:10:22. It's low scoring, but it's still intense, it's still entertaining, and we can't wait for the last 30 minutes to play, can we? Who's gutsy enough to call it at this point in time?
Well, look, if you're looking at it, you'd nearly say that Whitehorse are going to they've got the momentum, they're going to get up and win it, because Glen Waverley went into their shell, didn't get their hands on the football, and Whitehorse, it was nearly chaos ball all the time.
Absolutely.
Every time they got it, quickly get it forward no matter what, and they took the advantage.
It's just going to come down now to who's got more composure, who makes less mistakes, and just a goal or two obviously will break the game open. But gee whiz, the momentum really changed that quarter. You'd like to think, from a Glen Waverley Hawks perspective, that they could regroup. They've played two really good quarters of footy, but they just didn't put Whitehorse away when they had that play. So it's a toss of the coin, really, coming in the last quarter.
Entertaining stuff in the Division 4 Grand Final for 2018 out at Walker Park. Glen Waverley Hawks lead by 1 goal against Whitehorse at three-quarter time. Only 30 minutes to play. There's big games happening across out at Bayswater between Vermont and South Croydon. Vermont holding on to a narrow lead there, as are Upper Ferntree Gully against Lilydale. Have we got an updated score, Barry Cox?
Yes, now it's 2 points the difference, 64 to 62.
With the Kings in front.
Correct.
Well, it's all happening. We're going to have a break. We're going to come back, and it's all EFL football for the rest of the afternoon, as it always should be.
Hello, I'm Peter Hitchener. 9 News invites you to join our team nightly at 6 for Melbourne's #1 news. Tony Jones with the latest sport, including the footy, plus Lavinia Nixon's weather forecast. 9 News, proud supporter of the Eastern Football League.
Program sponsor.
Nothing better than a companion to keep you up to date with all the latest when you're at the footy. Better still, one that fits in your back pocket. The Eastern Footballer is a must-read. All the latest information, team lists, feature articles and much, much more. Pick up your copy this weekend as you love it local across the Eastern Football League.
G'day, Billy Brownless here from The Footy Show. KFC Almost Footy Legends is back in 2018 and we're searching for the best highlights from local footy. Head to 9now.com.au/AFL Footy Show and upload your entry for a chance to win $35,000 cash plus a year's supply of KFC.
Program sponsor.
EFL.org.au is the place to be online for all the latest on the Eastern Football League. Keep up to date by checking out the latest news and feature articles. Have your say in the EFL poll. Check out all the latest EFL videos, and best of all, you can listen back to any EFL radio program at any time. Head to EFL.org.au. The Eastern Football League. Local footy at its best.
You've all been to funerals of family members or friends, right? Do you start thinking about what you would want at your funeral? It's a bit like when you go to a wedding. At what stage do you start planning?
Have an open and honest conversation with your loved ones. Celebrate your life the way you want, like I did with a fixed price funeral plan from Tobin Brothers Funerals. The price doesn't change and your life will be celebrated your way. Find out more at tobinbrothers.com.au. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Program sponsor.
Kids eat free Mondays and Tuesdays for a limited time at Hog's Breath Cafe. Get out! When an adult dines at Hog's Breath Cafe, you also get a kids meal free. Select from any one of our special kids meal combos with a soft drink and ice cream. That's Hospitality. Mondays and Tuesdays for a limited time. So get in for our great kids meal deal. Kids eat free at Hog's Breath Cafe. Love you to join us. Call 1-800-HOGSTAR. Chadstone, Dandenong, Coringal, Knox Ozone, Water Gardens and Geelong. Come in and experience some Hospitality.
Program sponsor.
EFL Saturday Game Day continues. Let's head back and go local for your footy.
EFL Game Day Division 4 Grand Final EFL football here at Walker Park, and at three-quarter time it's turning into an exciting game. Glen Waverley Hawks 4-4-28 leading the Whitehorse Pioneers 2-10-22. Whitehorse Pioneers got on the board in that quarter, kicking 2 goals, and it's only 6 points difference, making for an exciting last quarter in the Division 4 Grand Final for 2018. Let's check some other scores. And firstly to Division 1 and the second semi-final between Vermont and South Croydon. And it's well into the last quarter, and it's Vermont 8-12-60 leading South Croydon 6-4-40. And the other game, very exciting game, Division 2, it's a preliminary final, Tormore Reserve and Baronia between Upper Ferntree Gully and Lilydale, and it's Upper Ferntree Gully 9-11-65 to Lilydale 9-8-62, almost full time in that game. Dan.
Yeah, thanks very much, Barry. Well, if you've just joined us here at Walker Park, it is the Glen Waverley Hawks 4-4-28 to the Whitehorse Pioneers 2-10-22. Dramatic third quarter where the Pioneers booted 2 goals. Let's cross boundary side to Matt Fodia.
Yeah, guys, with the Glen Waverley Hawks coach, Ryan Flack. Ryan, you would have expected Whitehorse to come out like that anyway, but did the boys go into their shells a little bit, or was it just the great pressure of the Pioneers?
I don't think we went into our shells necessarily, just it's going to be one of those days where you get a lucky bounce or something goes your way, and they sort of capitalised on that with some forward movements. I think we dropped our work rate around the contest, so we just have to do that better.
Any changes to the lineup? Will you throw an extra defender behind the ball or maybe switch someone from forward to back?
We've still got to kick goals to win the game. Mitch Potts has gone back into the back line just to shore us up back there, but there's not too much of a change structurally. We've just got to back what we're doing and finish our shots when we get the chance.
There's 25 minutes left and you can, as you said, you can reach out and touch it. Do you back your boys to have the legs and the run to get this across the line?
Certainly back them to have the heart. So as long as we get a couple of breaks going our way, then that's what this game's going to come down to.
All right, good luck, Ryan. Thank you.
Thank you there to Matt Fodia with Glen Waverley Hawks coach Ryan Flack. Well, it's a goal the difference heading into the final term. Of course, the Whitehorse Pioneers piled on 2 goals that quarter. One to Thorne and one to Mitch Ward after they went into half-time goalless. So it's going to be interesting to see if they can keep the momentum going. Half an hour left of Division 4 footy for season 2018. Who will be crowned premiers here at Walker Park today? Umpire holds the ball aloft. And we're underway in the final term of the Division 4 Grand Final for season 2018. Parthenides won the knockdown. And a pile of players just converge on the footy. Let's cross boundary side to Tim Fitzsimons.
Yeah, I was down at the Whitehorse Pioneers three-quarter time huddle. Jamie Carpenter keeping it very short and sweet as he did at quarter time. Really impressed with the inside forward 50 pressure. The goals that they kicked were real team goals, so he was really happy with that. And then, of course, the old cliche three-quarter time grand final speech, just leave nothing out there.
Thanks very much, Tim. So back in the middle now, ball hasn't moved. Parthenides won the knockdown. Sullivan came charging through McMillan. Tried to get a handball out. Sullivan once again gets the clearance. They go inside forward 50. The Hawks, once again, it's Murray. Can he just paddle it to the front and get a clean purchase? He can't. And ball up inside 50.
Barry Cott's around the grounds with the score centre.
Yes, very interesting. Lilydale have kicked a couple of goals and now leading. Lilydale 11-8-74 to Upper Ferntree Gully at 9-11-65.
Well, they might have almost done enough there, might they? Lilydale, time will tell.
So play continues, and that was Riddle once again. Umpire calling for the footy. Glen Waverley Hawks 4-4-28, Whitehorse 2-10-22.
Do you have a time in that game, Barry?
Very late in the last quarter.
Keepers posted Barry, and the ball looking like going nowhere again. So tough contested footy to start the final term.
Might have looked like a happy dance from Matt Fodia on the boundary line there with Barry's score.
This next goal is just crucial, isn't it?
Sensation, yeah, definitely.
Ball comes in now, trying to barge his way through on the bottom of the pack there. I think that was Quinn, the big man. No, sorry, not that big. Tom Connell, he'll take it. Everyone likes to be called bigger than what they are. As it goes inside, that's what she said. As it goes outside the centre square, ball hits the deck. Jesse Dunn will have a ball up.
Glen Waverley Hawks get the next goal, and a 2-goal break in a tight contest will be really hard to come back from. Whitehorse kicked the goal, obviously it's tied, and we'll look forward to the next 20 minutes.
Outside the centre square here. Quick decision being paid by the umpire there, and Benny Sullivan, he's had a great game today for Glen Waverley. Certainly done his bit, there's no doubt about that, as he drives the ball inside 450. There might be a free kick paid against the Whitehorse Pioneers here, and it's going to go the way of Matty Ferguson.
Yeah, Dalglish just getting in his back there in the contest.
Just talked about at three-quarter time, just not making, in a team that makes the least amount of mistakes. I'm not quite sure what he was trying to do there. He was flying for an absolute spectacular mark, or not exactly sure. It was a percentage play, and he's given away a free kick and possibly a goal.
So Ferguson, he comes in now. He hasn't kicked a goal for the afternoon. He set sail for it. He's kicked 56 for the year, and it will remain at that number.
And while, you know, we're early on, that could be a crucial point. With the amount of non-scoring that's occurring, at 7 points, it's important.
So Connell plays on, goes wide up towards the half-back flank, and the ball goes out of bounds in front of Jesse Dunn. You're right, though, Davo, that could be a very handy point. Scoring hasn't been this game's forte.
It's not uncommon at this ground to see extra time or in a Glen Waverley Hawks grand final either. So
exactly. 5 years on from an extra time grand final here, of course. It's ball toss back into play. McDougall at the bottom of the pack. And we'll see a ball up on the wing.
Barry Cotts around the grounds with the score centre.
Yeah, Division 1, Vermont, 9-14-68 leads South Croydon, 6-4-40.
So no one able to get the tap down. They go charging inside forward 50 now, the Hawks, though. How's the kick going to go? It's across the face. And the Glen Waverley Hawks again wasting another opportunity. They've had most of the play in this, basically all of the play in this final term, but unable to capitalise. So ball brought back into play. Comedian takes the mark in the back pocket. So not much really to kick to, so he just pops it long down the wing. Missed kick there. Mariani was in the area. Just couldn't have an influence on the contest. Ward now gets it up to Batako. Gets a handball into space. Mariani runs onto it. Awkward bounce though. Humphreys scoops up at centre half back, then goes wide.
That's a crucial
crucial play as well. Up towards Murray, who takes the grab.
Spectacular, Mark.
He's been good today, I think.
He has been. He has been.
Just taking his time to get up. He's a bit ginger there. But Murray,
it's very loose.
Centres it now. And great hit up there to Josh McMillan. That centre half forward play on. Murray once again pops it inside forward 50. And Parlapiano takes the mark. About 30 metres out, or 35 out. No real angle to speak of, and this would be a crucial goal for the Glen Waverley Hawks.
That was a classic example of all the players thinking he was going to kick long. They didn't man up, and they're just allowed to lower the eyes and kick short. This has been a hard area end to kick goals at, though.
Absolutely.
So Sam Parlapiano hasn't kicked a goal today. Can he put the Glen Waverley Hawks on their way to victory? The kick looks... It's away to the left again.
Kick a goal down that, and Barry Cotts around the grounds.
Yes, the Lilydale up at Ferntree Gully, and it's Lilydale 12-8-80 leading up to Ferntree Gully 10-12-72. So 8 points of difference.
Is that a 72-minute quarter?
Must be.
World's longest quarter, ball in the middle of the ground to Lilydale. They look like they might be going through to a Division 2 grand final against Donny East next week. Inside 450, Comedian. He takes the mark out in front. That was strong, Jukes. He'll go back and have a ping. He'll kick from about 40-45 degree angle.
And long down the middle. All day, Davo's been talking about going out wide. He's got the ball in the centre of the ground, kick it in quick, and they're in a space. And 30 out, pretty much directly in front, 45 degree angle, should kick the goal.
Alexander Comedian on the right boot. He just poked at it and it went out of bounds on the full to the right pocket.
How many players have done that today? They haven't kicked through the football, they've just poked at the ball, trying to guide it through rather than kick it through.
Well, he had no confidence when he was kicking down here, and he's just done the same thing. So sometimes you might have to look for someone else when you've got the ball like that and just give it off if you have to.
Mitch Potts with the painted right leg goes to his skipper Jesse Dunn in the back pocket. Geez, they're the chances you need to take, isn't it? As the kick goes out towards the wing position now, the Pioneers do have the numbers. They're working themselves out here. Quinn on the right boot. It's an up and under kick. They need someone to stand up and be strong here. The fall of the ball, Amin got the handball away. The quick kick goes forward, bouncing one right towards the wing position. This might go out. Hockey, the big man, was there for Whitehorse. He had 3 Hawks right on his hammer, and probably happy to see that go over the boundary line out about 7.5 minutes into the final term out. Here it's a 9-point lead to Glen Waverley, 4-7-31 to 2-10-22 on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
So ball toss back into play. Hockey won it down, but Ben Sullivan takes it, and he's brought to ground, and the free kick coming out to Chris McDougall.
He's worked hard. He's just turned the football over and he's had it. That's his biggest problem, but he's worked very hard all day.
So McDougall down the wing, hits Eddie Sim, and Eddie Sim goes long inside forward 50 for the Pioneers. Padbury couldn't take the mark, but the umpire's picked out a free kick, holding the man.
surely. Oh.
And again, wheel and go. Just move the ball in quick. He's on the wing, went to the centre-half forward position, and that's better play by the Pioneers. Put the Glen Waverley Hawks backs under pressure. Quick ball movement.
And that's where they hate it. Defenders hate it in that spot every single time, and they're more likely to give away a free kick.
So Andrew Padbury has 57 goals for the season. Can he make it 58? Kick looks right off the boot. He's kicked the goal. And the Whitehorse Pioneers draw within 3 points. They go to 3-10-28. Glen Waverley Hawks 4-7-31. 8.5 minutes gone. Final term on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. Let's go to Barry Cotts.
Yes, and firstly to Division 1, and Vermont's running away with the game in the second semi-final. Vermont 12-15-87 to South 46-7-43. And in Division 2, the all-important Upper Ferntree Gully Lilydale game is Lilydale 12-9-81 to Upper Ferntree Gully 10-12-72.
Into time on for the 82nd minute at the moment in that game as the umpire throws the ball up now. Parthenides got a clear knock-on on that. Thought I heard a umpire's whistle, but I was incorrect. Daly was there, he trapped it. It's a 3-point ball game out here. It's anyone's game. It's crossed down boundary side to Matt Fodia.
Well, the crowd's finally come alive down here at BWS, as has the Glen Waverley bench. For the assistants now getting on the edge of the umpire.
Over the top there, Quinn got the knockdown. Quick kick forward by Glen Waverley. A skew if one though. Bouncing football. Will it stay alive? Leading out to the race and almost getting pinged for it was Telleridi. He'll be happy the umpire was on his side in that instant, and it goes over the boundary line for a boundary throw right in front of the grandstand, right in front of a packed house here out at Walker Park for this big Division 4 grand final. Comes out now, nicely done there by Sullivan, got the handball away, kick goes inside 450, you've got to play in front, and that's what Piano did. And he takes the mark, and he's going to go back and have another shot on goal. We saw him already have a ping earlier in this quarter, and he missed that. He's on the opposite side this time.
He's looking up to the heavens, so I don't know if that means he's praying for this one to go through, but maybe he's just getting himself composed. Massive kick for this game, massive kick.
Biggest kick of the season coming up in Division 4. There's absolutely no doubt about that. Piano comes in on the right boot, sets sail for goal and pushes it left. Well, you were behind the goals this afternoon down that end of the ground. You would be pretty disappointed. Cool kick comes in. Here's Eddie Sim. This way, that way. Kick was smothered. That was disappointing. Still alive across the half-forward line now for Hodges for Glen Waverley. He was tackled, seen over the boundary line and out of bounds right in front of the stable out there, and they are full of voice.
They are playing a bit better though, Whitehorse. They're taking more risks. They're having a go. You know, it wouldn't surprise me if they get it down there quickly.
Well, Glen Waverley Hawks on half-forward flank now. McMillan tries to slam it on the boot that was dispossessed. High tackle, free kick coming back to Brad Riddle. The veteran at the Glen Waverley Hawks has seen the highs and the lows of his beloved Hawks. Can he bring them home today?
Barrel.
He's going to go to the barrel. It's a mung off the boot up towards the top of the square. And mark taken there by Alistair Quinn on the last line of defence. And they're away here, the Pioneers. Mariani slams it on the boot out wide. Bouncing ball in front of McCormack there. And they gain meterage here, the Pioneers, but it goes out of bounds. As we approach the 12-minute mark of the final term, they're within 4 points, the Pioneers. 3-10-28 to Glen Waverley Hawks, 4-8-32.
Well, they probably could have gone a bit more direct there, but Mav Gleed, that timely fist on it, got an extra 20.
So ball toss back into play. Parthenides has a couple of goes at it. Then they win out the Glen Waverley Hawks. Kick slam down the line, and fist came from McDougall of the Michael variety, and the ball goes over the line again.
Cross down boundary side to Matt Fodia.
Pioneers are throwing Eddie Sim down deep forward as well to try and take another big mark.
Still waiting for a final score to come in from Tormore Reserve. Barry Cotts around the grounds on the score centre.
Yes, Lilydale now out to 21-point lead. Lilydale 14-9-93 to Upper Ferntree Gully 10-12-72.
You really got to earn a free kick now. I thought the umpires have done a really good job today, and they haven't paid any ticky touch with free kicks. Any free kick paid now is one that's well earned.
So Rucks go at it again. From the back came Alistair Quinn, and the tap was to no real advantage. Mariani tackled over the line. And just for something different, we'll see another throw in.
So it looks like Vermont will be going through straight to the big dance in Division 1 and Lilydale to take on Doncaster East. Nothing's happened. You can see Wayne Brashard doing his version of a happy dance in the grandstand at the moment, which is great to see. The fall of the ball. Here's Batako on the right boot towards the forward pocket. It wasn't the greatest of kicks. He made it hard for Eddie Sim, who sees it over. Fans screaming for in the back, but we'll have a ball in.
Wonder what the psychology will be if Whitehorse get a goal here and get in front. They haven't been in front all day. They get in front. Really interesting.
So deep inside the Whitehorse Pioneers attacking zone. Quinn from the back won the tap. Mariani's in the area. Goes diving in. Gleed as well. And we'll see a ball up.
This is a really dangerous position now. This is where you practice these setups and these structures in the ruck in the forward half.
And you just got to be really careful. Don't give a free kick away being too eager as a Glen Waverley defender.
So Quinn wins the tap down. And the Hawks, they look to gather, but the Pioneers have got the numbers here. Eddie Sim, if he can just pick up the footy, wrapped up in the tackle though.
He's lifted his game. He's lifted his game, Eddie Sim. He's a good player and he's been better in the second half.
So we'll see another restart inside 50 for the Whitehorse Pioneers. Crucial passage of play coming up. McDougall goes bursting in, then slams it on the boot to the top of the square. Can they take a mark? No, they can't. Knocked away there by Jesse Dunn to the advantage of Pickering, who lost it, and the ball goes out of bounds. 14.5 minutes gone. The Glen Waverley Hawks 4-8-32, Whitehorse 3-10-28.
And this is one of the things with rotations. Mitch Ward has been standing on the boundary line here for the last 4 or 5 minutes, and he's a bloke you need to have in that forward line. It's been dangerous the whole time.
So Alistair Quinn wins the tap down, and it trickles over the line again for a throw-in.
He's been really good in the second half, Ward, and even in this quarter he's had a couple of marking opportunities, brought the ball to ground for the Smalls, and you're right, needs to be on the ground and get him in the play.
So Parthenides once again winning the tap down, taken though by Batako to Mariani. Could this be his moment? He kicks the goal. Matthew Mariani puts the Whitehorse Pioneers in front by 2 points, and they go to 4-10-34. Glen Waverley Hawks 4-8-32. 15 minutes gone, final term on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard.
And Ray Pioneer Baird has gone absolutely crazy over this.
Final score, no doubt. Finally out of Tormore Reserve, Lilydale going through to the grand final, Baz.
Yes, indeed. And the other one, Division 1, Vermont will win 14-16-100 to Southport and 6-9-45.
Okay, so the world's longest quarter still going then, I take it by that response. Whitehorse Pioneers us in front for the first time this afternoon by 2 points, 34-32. You wouldn't read about it in the fourth term of a grand final. It's more like a quarter-time-ish sort of score in a perfect world, but it doesn't matter because the game has been intense. It's been fantastic to call, and it comes out Mariani coming alive. That he got that spark from that last goal. The kick goes up towards the Batako direction. So too in there was Padbury. Leads out in front at the fall. The ball there was McMillan, but the handball away Eastman. He got dispossessed. Had a little bit of support over the back there. Charging through was Sim, who almost cocked one high. It's going to be difficult for umpires to pay those iffy ones, but
that was good umpiring then. You know, you're right, he could have paid a free kick, but I think he did the right thing. It's a ball up.
So the umpire to throw it up. It's 55 metres out. The Whitehorse Pioneers leading by 2 points in the Division 4 grand final. They rucks go at it. Hockey got the knockdown. It goes out towards the wall, not too far to be honest, to hit the deck, and we'll have another ball up. Cross down boundary side to Matt Fodia.
Carpenter's got his oldest and wisest defender sitting in the hole in between the Glen Waverley Hawks defenders, so expect the Pioneers to bounce this ball back in if it does come out.
Rucks go at it. Ball comes across the half forward line now. It's inside. Here's McMillan here. Sullivan over the top of it. Got the little handball away. Almost threw it away. There was Eastman. The umpire said play on. Hitting the deck there underneath is Batako.
And a really good bump by Ward then. And yeah, he's been really good this second half. And Mariani's lifted in the last 5 minutes as well.
High throws the ball aloft. Locked down there by Hockey. Quick kick out of the danger zone for Glen Waverley. Comes out now. Left boot by Connell inside forward 50. Who's going to stand up and take a mark here over the back? The paddle goes and it goes over the boundary line out of bounds. It's 20 metres out from the Whitehorse Pioneers goal line. They're in front by 2 points. They kick another one here. Well, all of a sudden it's theirs to lose. Mariani at the bottom of the pack. Quickly wrapped up, cross down boundary side to Matt. High throws it up now. Parthenides got the knockdown. McMillan was in there. We'll have another stoppage.
Geez, Flacky be really worried now. The ball's in this really dangerous area. Just a quick opportunist goal, and it's going to be really hard for the Hawks if they get a goal here.
So deep inside the Whitehorse Pioneers, attacking 50. Mariani, the hero of just before, comes charging through, but he's wrapped up in the tackle by Sullivan, and the umpire calls for it again.
It's not going to be a very long quarter. Hasn't been many goals kicked.
Another goal, and it could be all over if the Whitehorse Pioneers kick it. And just for something different, Mariani of the Anthony variety takes it this time and wrapped up in the tackle.
Also going to be very difficult to do our 3-2-1 this afternoon. One of the hardest that I can remember. The umpire throws it up. Mariani of the Anthony variety. He's quickly wrapped up.
That's what they recruited him for from Templestowe, for this type of football. Hard contested ball.
So umpire just clearing the zone now and balls it up. Hockey wins the tap down, but Taco met heavily there by two Glen Waverley Hawks. Sullivan once again.
Thorne and McDougall just having a chat down on the boundary line. They're looking nice and relaxed before they enter the fray for the last 10 minutes.
So Rucks go at it once again. Hockey winning the tap down. They really need to defend hard here. The Hawks, is that holding the ball? Umpire call play on. Anthony Mariani at the bottom of the pack.
You just get a sense of scores coming. It's just been creeping metre by metre by metre, getting closer to the goals.
There's a final score out at Tormore Reserve in the world's longest game, Barry Coates.
Yes, there is, and there's another final score in Division 1. It's Vermont 14-16, 100 to South Croydon 6-9-45. And the other game you're referring to, out at Tormore Reserve, it was Lilydale the winners in the end, 14-10-94 to Upper Country Gully 10-12-72.
Well, we know what undies Barry Coates is wearing today. They're yellow and purple for Vermont, because every time I've referred to Division 2, he's gone straight back to Division 1. But we're in Division 4 on the left boot now. Here's Sullivan in towards the middle of the ground now. He goes charging forward, and it's right in the centre of Walker Park. We're going to have another stoppage. If you just heard Lilydale through to the grand final against Doncaster East next Saturday out at Tormore Reserve, Vermont will be going straight through to the big dance in a fortnight's time on the EFL's biggest stage out at Bayswater. This game's not over yet though. Here's Whitehorse going forward, bouncing football up towards the half forward line. They seem to have the run. Dunn was in there, but Taco trapped it. Dunn wrapped him up. We'll have a ball up centre half forward. It's down Whitehorse end. 21 minutes tick over. We know that 25 minutes has been the average of the quarters. Minutes gone in each of the three before this one. Here's Parthenides, another shepherd that goes out for the first time of the afternoon. Is going the way of the Whitehorse Pioneers, and they might just take their time here. Handball off. Here's McDougall. He goes goalward. He sets sail for goal. McDougall, but he pushed it wide. Padbury was there, got a bite on it, and it threw for one behind. Bendigo Bank scoreboard. It is a 3-point ball game. Whitehorse lead by 3 points against Glen Waverley, who are 32. The Pioneers are 35.
Hockey's been getting on top in the ruck as well as the game's gone on over Parthenides.
Cruz brings it back into play. Gleed gathers at centre half forward and brought down in the tackle there by Sullivan. And we'll have a ball up.
It's a little bit almost unbelievable that Whitehorse are in front, but they have played really well in the second half. But gee whiz, this next 5 minutes.
Blood rule.
Mariani, the player you don't want to come off the ground at this stage, because he's been very, very influential in the contest.
Yeah, Jacob Daly's a pretty handy player replacing him going in the middle, but you're right, that's who you want at the moment. He's been a very good player the last 10-15 minutes.
So it's centre half forward for the Whitehorse Pioneers. Daly came charging through, puts it inside forward. 50, who can take the mark? Sim flew. Batako gathers, taken down strongly in the tackle there by Huxtable, and the umpire says holding the ball. So Huxtable will take it at half back. He's got to move it pretty quickly, you'd think. Pops it up long down the wing in the direction of Ferguson. Quinn flew from the back, but the mark taken there by the skipper of the Whitehorse Pioneers, Mav Gleed. And he's in no real hurry to take his kick as we tick over to 23 minutes in the final term.
I think they're going to go down the line.
So he goes long down the line, inside forward 50. No one able to take the mark. Done with the spoil. He's slammed on the boot, but in the pocket now. Who can get clean purchase? Batako off the mark. He's kicked the goal. Damien Batako. Has he sealed an unlikely premiership victory for the Whitehorse Pioneers? They go to 5-11-41. Glen Waverley Hawks 4-8-32. 9 points the margin on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. 23 and a half minutes gone.
Oh, you've got to take your hat off to the Whitehorse Pioneers. You know, their first quarter, they didn't have their game going. The second quarter, they still weren't quite there, and they've just willed themselves back into this game. Credit to Jamie Carpenter and the boys. There's still a bit of footy to go, but by gee, they've been super in this second half, Whitehorse.
On a game that's been really tough to give, who we would give 3-2 and 1-2, but Taco's definitely got my 3. That was the sealer. Sim hits the deck in the middle of the ground out here.
Jesse Dunn running forward.
24 minutes tick over. They need to go forward from this stoppage. There's no doubt about that. The Glen Waverley Hawks umpire throws the ball aloft over the back there. Nicely knocked down there by Hockey. He's had a good game. Came barging through. Kick goes forward for the Pioneers again. Got to play out in front. And if that's what you do, Comedian takes the mark. He will go back and suck up every single second he's allowed to. He will kick from 47 metres directly in front. We've seen him miss a few this afternoon. He hasn't kicked a goal, but I tell you what, look at the celebrations if he can put this one through.
McDougall again, just getting the ball forward. Both McDougall boys have been really good in the second half, just that run and carry.
Well, it's been 10 long years since they've won a premiership. Comedian makes it! It's going to happen for the Whitehorse Pioneers. They're going to be premiers in 2018. What a fantastic kick. That was gun barrel straight over the goal umpire's head. There's not enough time left. Glen Waverley do not have enough time. The Whitehorse Pioneers will be premiers in 2018. Look at Comedian go down and have a look and can play up to the fans as well. Sensational. Have a look at me, boys. Have a look at me. Absolutely lapping it up.
I doubt whether I've ever been at a game in a grand final where a team has not scored a goal at half time and wins.
Yep.
It's completely unheard of.
So back in the middle now, Whitehorse Pioneers with all the momentum. Sim just gets it on the boot in the direction of Thorne, who takes it, gets around one, feeds the handball out. And now the Hawks, they've just got to find something, but the clock might beat them here. And the umpire calls for the ball in the middle of Walker Park. 15 points the margin in favour of the Whitehorse Pioneers.
17 scoring shots to 12 as well today, Whitehorse's favour.
Rucks go at it. Murray, they go inside forward 50 again though through McDougall up towards the top of the square. How will this one bounce through for a minor score? 6-12-48 the Whitehorse Pioneers, 16 points the margin, 4-8-32 Glen Waverley Hawks. 26 minutes gone on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard. They bring it straight back into play, but the wind has caught that one. That's centre half back, and mark taken there by Sinden. Not a lot to kick to. Pops it down the line in the direction of Parthenides, who takes the mark. Parthenides puts his side inside forward 50. Thorne, though, at the front.
He's been good the second half, Thorne.
Yep. And he'll look to milk up the seconds now, you'd think. Rather, he moves it on very quickly to Dalgleish, or rather it's Tallaridi at the half-back flank.
Another player provided a lot of run off half-back. He's been really good, the young kid.
Really good.
Yeah.
So Tallaridi just puts it long down the wing to a pack of players, flying pack of players. No one able to take the mark. Daly was in there, and Mariani came charging through once again, taken down, dispossessed in the tackle. And the ball's going nowhere. Thomas Eddy at the bottom of the pack. Umpire calls for it. So Rucks go at it once again. And there's the final siren. The Whitehorse Pioneers bring home their first flag since 2007. Led by Jamie Carpenter, who played that day. They're victorious today, 6-12-48, the Whitehorse Pioneers. Glen Waverley Hawks 4-8-32. 16-point premiership victory.
It takes 1,000 years in moving the white will be tell mighty victory or defeat. We are the mighty Pioneers. Boys and always play the ball. Victory is our end, so wait till victory's call.
What else can you say? It was such a low-scoring grand final at half-time. It was a handy lead, although not a big lead, to the Glen Waverley Hawks out here. But the Pioneers, they answered the challenge. They came back and they really looked like the ball was more in their control in that second half.
And look, and we talked about it, even though Glen Waverley had control of the football and Glen Waverley had control of the game in the first half, they didn't put them away on the scoreboard. It was always that 2-goal situation, and look, to their credit, they came in out in the third quarter, changed it up, kicked a few points, but attacked at all costs. And that last quarter, Glen Waverley hardly touched the footy in the last quarter, and it was just all Whitehorse moving the ball forward. And you know, congratulations. It's an amazing win. I don't think I've seen a grand final like this where it was two halves.
Yeah, look, and you know, when the Whitehorse Pioneer supporters listen to the broadcast, we may have sounded a little bit critical in the first half. It was just because we rate Whitehorse as such a good side, and they just weren't playing the way that we know that they could play. And that was credit to Glen Waverley Hawks. It really stifled them in the first half. But I can't remember a grand final or a Premier team that were no goals, 4 behinds at half time. And probably from a Glen Waverley Hawks perspective, they had so much of the play. They just needed probably another 2 or 3 goals to really capitalise on that momentum that they had early, because they just didn't put enough scoreboard pressure on early days.
Well, I think it was 1 goal 5 to 6 goals 8 after half time.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, and look, you know, I thought hockey was really good in the ruck, and Parthenides, as we said pre-game, on one leg it looked like, but really got the game going for them for some of their midfielders. But they just lifted across the ground, across half-back through the middle, and obviously scoring up forward late in that last quarter.
Of course, a very exciting game out here, but Barry Kotz, who's worked around the grounds on the score centre. Let's get those scores once again. That's happened in Division 1 and 2 this afternoon.
Division 1, and Vermont is into the grand final in 2 weeks' time in Division 1. The final score was Vermont 14-16-100 have defeated South Croydon 6-9-45. That was the second semi-final. And the other semi-final tomorrow, Doncaster from Blackburn. In Division 2, preliminary final, Tormore Reserve Baronia. It was a win to Lilydale in the end, 14-10-94, defeating Upper Ferntree Gully 10-12-72.
So it'll be Vermont going through to the grand final. They'll take on the winner in 2 weeks' time. They get to watch a couple of more games play out after their week's break. Lilydale doing it the hard way, the really, really hard way today after winning on the last kick of the day last week, and then coming over the top of Upper Ferntree Gully late in that game to get into the grand final against Donny East, which is also exciting. But nothing's more exciting than seeing the amount of supporters. There's hundreds and hundreds of them out there at the moment celebrating with the boys in this Whitehorse Pioneers win.
Well, yeah. I mean, what can you say? We've just said it's an amazing win, and that they, you know, I suppose if you sit back and look at the game, they stuck fat right through all 4 quarters, Whitehorse. Even though they were well out of it as far as the way they were playing their football, they weren't out of it on the scoreboard, and that's been the difference in the game.
We spoke about 10 goals winning the game. 10 goals was the total, 4 goals and 6. So, look, you know, congratulations to Jamie Carpenter and the Whitehorse Pioneers. They just willed themselves back into that game, and credit to them, a well-deserved victory.
Did we think that Whitehorse had a chance at half-time? I know the scores were tight, but there was that feeling that Glen Waverley should have been a lot more in front. Will we, now that the game's over and Whitehorse has won, honestly, across the board, do we think Whitehorse will be able to get themselves back into the game and in front?
Well, I always thought, BWS, that Whitehorse were going to have their moment where they were going to get back, and it sort of showed in the opening 10 minutes of that third quarter. Mitchell Ward was on fire, 1 goal 3. If he had a kick straight, they might have been up by 2 goals at 3-quarter time. I think it once again proved that, Davo, when it's your time to take advantage and you don't do it, you're going to pay the penalty, isn't it? Oh, without a doubt. Look, I'll be honest, at half-time, I didn't think... I thought Whitehorse were in it purely because of the scoreboard. I didn't think Whitehorse were in it because of the way the game was being played. No. And so that's where you look at it and go... And Jamie Carpenter would have said, boys, we've been terrible and we're 2 goals down. So
you know, let's come out and at least be competitive, get the ball moving quickly. They did that. They got a bit of scoreboard pressure. As we saw, we thought they might have kicked themselves out of it. But in that last quarter, when we thought Glen Waverley would stand up and give us something, they gave us nothing, and Whitehorse just continued on and really steamrolled. And if it had gone an extra 10 minutes, they could have kicked another 3 or 4 goals the way it was going.
Yeah, 4 goals too in the last quarter. When you're 2 goals 10 at 3/4 time is amazing. And yeah, it's just a game of 2 halves, and Glen Waverley Hawks definitely dominated early. They just didn't get enough goals on the board. And it's a funny thing, isn't it? When you're coming from behind, you get that momentum, and you could just see the pendulum swinging. And Whitehorse just had that momentum. And I called it during the quarter. What happens if they get in front? Because I just felt that if they got in front, I just didn't see Glen Waverley Hawks coming back. And in the end, a really well-deserved victory.
They didn't actually look like they were going to kick a goal in the last quarter, Glen Waverley Hawks.
And we said it during the 3rd quarter, and Ryan said at 3/4 time with Matt Fodia that he thought that, they hadn't played safe, but I think they did. I think they played a little bit safe. They got the ball, they went downside, they slowed the game down a little bit. They had been taking the game on, and really then none of their players took the game on. And that's when you had the players from Whitehorse that decided to take the game on, and there was the change.
Yeah, and I looked in the last quarter, and Eddie was really labouring. And look, he's a great player, as I said. Rate him as one of the best players in the comp. And clearly, late in the game, his quad wasn't quite right, and they missed that drive because he wasn't 100% fit in the last quarter, especially when I was watching him. But credit again. They did a great job, Whitehorse. Well done.
Let's cross down boundary side to Tim Fitzsimons, and there's no better place to be
Ladies and gentlemen,
than down on the ground at the moment.
It's pretty exciting down here with Mitch Ward. Mitch, you had an unbelievable game, really, wasn't it, in the end? That 3rd quarter is really when you turned it and you started to get a bit of the footy. You missed a few goals, but you were able to snag one. How does it feel now, Premiership player?
It feels awesome. I don't really know what to say. Glen Waverley are a great side. They structure up so well that sometimes it takes half a game to actually break it apart, but we started running, we started moving the ball, and we got it forward, got the game open, and eventually got it on our terms.
That after half-time, what was said at half-time? Because the game seemed to turn, you started to get a bit of the ball up forward, and it just looked like you were always just kind of edging your way closer and closer and eventually able to run over top of them. What was said at that half-time speech?
Yeah, I think our first half was very stagnant, probably plays in their hands. As I said, they structure up really well. They don't give you a lot of time, a lot of space, so you really got to make that yourself by taking the game on. Which is what we did in the 3rd quarter. We sort of had nothing to lose, and eventually that, you break the camel's back and start going forwards.
Thanks for your time. Go and enjoy it with your teammates.
Thank you.
Thank you very much to Tim Fitzsimons with Mitch Ward, who was a fantastic player today. I know I called him, he had a wispy fringe, but that was through pure jealousy during the 3rd term. He had an absolutely sensational game, and that will be the first of many, many interviews today, but he did have a very good game.
Yeah, look, we reckon he turned it. He turned the game in the 3rd quarter because they didn't have anyone up forward who was giving him anything. And the difference was they didn't kick it long to nobody. They lowered their eyes, and he got 2 passes. We talked about those 2 passes inside forward 50 where he had shots on goal. Didn't kick them, but he was having those opportunities, and that turns the momentum.
He was pivotal because it enabled Padbury still to play deep, but we called it during the game that falling down at centre half forward, he competed. He had 3 shots on goal in the 3rd quarter, and was a really influential player in the 2nd half.
Speaking of Padbury, let's cross down boundary side to Matt Fodia because he's with the big man right now.
I'm right here with the leading goal kicker all year, Andrew Padbury. Pads, what a year, mate, and you couldn't find your kicking boots in the first half, but you got them on in the last quarter.
Oh, it was unreal. I don't think any of us could find our kicking boots in the first half, if I'm honest, but to kick 0 goals in the first half and win is a bit silly, but it's one of those days. It's unreal.
Is the rest of the playing group aware of all the history and the sort of the fairy tale of Jamie Carpenter managing to win one in 2007 and come back and get you guys back where you belong?
I think so. He mentions it every week about how good it was and how it's better than kids and getting married or something. So he's been unreal. And a bit of credit goes to the fellas last year, Derek Shaw and Andrew Beaver, who really set this up. It's probably a 2-year build. So.
And for yourself, mate, 2 years ago you were off in England playing cricket somewhere, and now 2 years later you've had a couple of years kicking goals and you're a premiership player. You've had a pretty good 3 years.
Oh, it's almost too easy, isn't it? It's pretty good. The club's been unreal, and I think before I got there it was a tough kind of 8-9 years and get the Marianis and all the work Hubber's done. It's really, really good.
And I see your parents had the demon scarf on, mate. It's been a pretty good couple of nights for you.
That was the best night of my life last night. It was unreal.
I reckon this one could be better. Well done, mate.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Thank you very much to Matt Fodia and Andrew Padbury down there, and a very happy man.
The other point I was going to make, I was just thinking through that these clubs played 4 times this year, and Whitehorse won 3 times. They won round 1, round 2. Glen Waverley got them in the second game, and they've won both finals. So when you look at the top 2 teams playing against one another 4 occasions, Whitehorse have won 3 of them, so well deserved.
I reckon there was one guy, he may not feature in your guys' votes this afternoon, but I reckon he had a humongous second half, was Eddie Sim. I thought he ran his heart out through that midfield, and he was trying to create.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to commence the post-match presentations.
Let's cross down boundary side to...
Right. I would now like to ask EFL board member Sue McMillan to come up to the stage to present the Frank Bibby Medal and Blue Ribbon Award for the player adjudged best of field in the grand final today. And the winner of the Frank Bibby Medal and Blue Ribbon Award is Damien Batako of the Whitehorse Pioneers. It's now time for the players to accept their premiership medallions. And we start off with number 1 for the Whitehorse Pioneers, Andrew Padbury. Number 2, Damien Batako. Number 4, Charlie Fawn. Number 6, Michael McDougall. Number 7, Chris McDougall. Number 8, Tim Law. Number 9, Mitch Ward. Number 11, Ed Sim. Number 13, Daniel Telleriti. Number 14, Lockie O'Brien. Number 15, Alexander Comedian. Number 16, Matthew McCormick. Number 17, Joel Dalgleish. Number 18, Anthony Mariani. Number 21, Jacob Daly. Number 23, Jesse Hockey. Number 25, Matt Mariani.